man. The toasty lands.
Oh, so toasty, so delicious, so yummy and scrumptious and everything. People, this is Midnight. Motherfucking chat attack on the pod. Boom! There we go. Look at that blue. Look at that blue right there. It looks amazing. God damn it. I don't know what the fuck I'm on some shit, Ganja. I don't know. But
clearly.
But people know it's Saturday. Welcome, all that good jazz. Now, typically, you know, we're late. We get to blame the high score because they go on with gameplay. But today, it's our fucking fault.
Hey, man, we're only like 2 minutes late, man. It ain't fucking that bad.
Yeah, it's like 9 minutes. But you know what, though, people? It's okay because the reason why there's so much shit to talk about on the fucking show. There's a lot. And, I mean, I'm going to be rushing through a little bit because we don't want you don't want the shit to go on for fucking 4 hours, Ganja. And that'd be bad.
Man, we used to do 6 hours. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but, man, I'm telling you, like, I cannot go back to those days. I can't do it. Like,
you don't want to, man? Go back to like 6 hours where like a good solid half an hour was like good topics, conversation. The rest of us just diddle-dallying for the rest of the half an hour.
Dude, that diddle-daddle was fucked, man. I don't like that diddle-daddle. Hashtag daddle-deedle.
Are you breaking right now? Do we have to get you reprogrammed?
A little bit, yeah. But, Alan, how you doing, sir? You scared me right... Man, what's up with that little curl? You trying to be Scott Hall or something? Fucking Razor Ramon.
I thought he was trying to get a Superman
ready
on.
to fight. Apparently, everyone in the chat is on my ass tonight. So.
Oh, because cream pies?
God damn it.
Man, so people...
Don't fucking tell them.
No, okay, so basically what happened, Alan was so flustered yesterday when we were playing the MCA Plus.
Because I was
Rocket League.
kicking that ass.
For one, here's the thing, motherfucker. That game started getting fucking weird. I don't know why we're trying to play soccer at the end of that shit. It turned into some fucking, like, goddamn... Look, we were, like, on a ship that was in Star Trek or some shit. It was fucking weird. I did not know what's up with that fucking... that mode. But we played that, and we did not expect that. And Alan, he did pretty good. We almost won. And then the end of the show, we played a little bit of Whiplash, which we might be doing in the after hours tonight. People, you guys let us know if you guys feel like you want to do that with us. But Alan left the night as a fucking winner. He won the Whiplash thing because he got jokes, and them jokes are good. And we beat that shit. And good job, Alan. Ganja's a bitch for Rocket League. And so is Eddie.
I want to talk about like his 0-8 loss that we pulled off.
Okay, no, wait, fuck that. That didn't happen. You had 13 and we had 8.
I'm spreading the propaganda. We beat you guys by a blowout.
Oh, man, no. That was not the case. Alan, you know that wasn't the case. That was 13 to fucking 8.
Okay, you're right. It was like 1 point you guys, us 18.
Motherfucker, I will whoop your ass. You son of a bitch.
You were just making shit up now.
Hey,
it's not that
if you
bad.
don't believe me, you can watch this ass kicking on the MCA Plus on our YouTube channel, Nick.
Yes, you absolutely can. You know what? I'm glad you even brought that up, sir, because we need to go and actually look at that shit. It's actually posted in the playlist now. We got a playlist finally going. I didn't do that shit before because I fucking suck, Ganja Guru. But here we go, though. I'm going to show y'all right here. Look at that beautiful thumbnail over there. Rocket League number 2. Even though, where the fuck is number 1 at? I fucked up with that.
That might have been with Sonic Mania, I think.
It is. It's at the end of Sonic Mania. We apologize.
Man, nobody give a fuck about Sonic Mania.
No shit. Sonic Mania, man, that fucking game. For one, the game sucks, and the live stream itself was not the greatest because there's nothing to say about that fucking game. It's the same goddamn thing as far as all the other Sonic games. God damn it. I'm sorry. Gotta say it. I don't like those games. I apologize. But here's
okay,
the
they
thing.
suck. You don't have to worry about it.
Man, we're all in agreement of this, actually. That never happened.
Hey, man, usually we have, like, some black dude screaming out, Sonic is good! Sega tries their best! But he didn't hear no more.
black guy.
Trey just texted me. No, I'm kidding.
And Trey just said, fuck you, man. No, man, this whole community fucking just loves their goddamn Sonic. I don't know why. And speaking of this community, and speaking of people who do like Sonic, we got both of those motherfuckers actually in the YouTube chat. There it is, YouTube chat.
Ooh, look at that shit.
Yep. Oh, man, so many people in there. 2. God damn.
It's a mob of 2 people.
Yep, a mob of
Hey,
2 people.
can make a mob.
Hey, man, 2 people can do a lot. Like, they can fuck up a bathroom.
Oh, no, that's true.
Done it before.
Julian will fuck up a bathroom. Like, oh my goodness. I don't know that for sure, actually, people. I'm just
Yeah, you
talking
can
shit
fuck
now.
up a bathroom around there. You can't lock them either, apparently.
Oh,
Aw.
Jesus Christ. Does this just call me out for everything night?
Dude, we're gonna
Hey,
fuck
man,
with
it's
this guy.
Roast Allen night.
But
Fuck, I don't care what Allie's gonna come in here yelling, but I still think I was in the right on that one.
no, yeah, because she's watching the stream right now. Allie's over there. She's busy eating and whatnot or doing something. She's probably just
Fucking
punching her
spits her
fucking...
food out. You were wrong, bitch!
Shut the fucking door! Yeah.
Lock the door, you dumbass!
You fucking Canadian!
Hey,
Get
she's
your
not
well
behind the
mannered
wheel,
ass.
so She's not behind the wheel, so she won't scream that much.
God damn, man! I'm looking at that in the DT chat, dude. He was miserable as fuck. Look at that shit.
That was a Ruthless just popped in the fucking chat, but that was like a random Adrian was taking like 16 photos and just got the right angle.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm looking over here in the YouTube chat again. Eric Larson's in here. Eric Larson, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Maybe he can come
Nice.
onto the show later on and whatnot too. If we got the room and whatnot. Aubrey James, what up, Aubrey James? I see her watching the Ringside Hangout a lot, which we will talk about wrestling tonight. I am sorry.
Oh god, these Ringside Hangout fans are now invading the MCA.
This is the MCA. MCA. Ringside Hangouts is
No
another
Vince
show.
McMahon, no Undertaker, fuck your Stone Cold, leave that shit on. When you do that every
no one gonna fuck me, ganja.
That's a really bad impersonation. I am apologize.
Yeah, that's a very bad one, and I'm not touching that.
Don't touch that. Anyway, Ganja wants to touch that. No, but here's the thing, though. Ganja Guru, you no bad touchy motherfucker. Itinerary for tonight. There is so much shit that we're going to be talking about, man. It's fucking insane. Which, by the way, YouTube chat, once again, Red Robot, Keen, Raheem, Toji, Pop. Hello.
Raheem the Dream is in the chat.
Oh, Raheem the Dream. I like how it looks like you're actually looking at the chat, like on the side.
I got a little pasty thing that says chat room right here, so I constantly got this going.
That's actually kind of cool.
I'm cheating like a motherfucker. Like there's like a little smiley face with you, a little weed plant, so it really gets my attention.
That's fucked up. But no, that's the thing though, man. People, I'm gonna go and look back up at the YouTube chat over here, or not the YouTube chat, but the YouTube itself. Definitely check out our highlight videos. We're gonna be, posting those a lot more, especially after a night like today. And yeah, like as you can see, this is a very horror themed show. I'm pretty sure Gary Eakin is screaming in his fucking like Freddy Krueger panties and whatnot.
Oh yeah, that's horror. The god coming.
Stop bringing up Gary around him.
I love this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that very often. I'm always going to bring up Gary Eakin just so I can get a little bit of that fucking Ganja Guru. Yeah, it's fucking awful. I can't hear you now. Your shit's fucked. Can you hear him, Alan?
No, but I don't know if he's doing that on purpose.
No. Oh, Mr. Mime.
So he's padding on the wall because he just got arrested.
Oh man, look at this. No cream pies from Nick. Yes, no, I'm not gonna be cream pieing anybody. He is.
Did he just unplug his mic for a joke?
I think he did. Anyways,
See, that's what God gets for fucking with my saying I have mic problems, man. His mic just dies mid-show.
You also had Rocket League problems too, but I didn't bring that up.
Oh, fuck off!
Actually,
You
did
started
bring
the
that
show,
shit up.
you bitch! With that, don't even give me that.
He brought it up. I didn't bring it up yet.
Right,
You
right.
helped.
And also,
Just because he started the fire doesn't mean you have to pour gas on it.
But here's the thing: we're talking about Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis. We're talking about Jeepers Creepers fucking goddamn
Didn't
3.
they kill that bitch?
Yeah, I know, right? Halloween
In
Resurrection.
real life or in the movie?
Both.
Might as well be both, because that bitch is old as fuck now. But here's the thing, though. That was rude. She's a great girl. But Jamie Lee
Is she
Curtis.
your auntie?
I don't know, man. Fuck you. Robert Englund, who also looks like he's almost fucking dead. Looking at that goddamn picture, he's like... I actually thought he was doing like a Weekend at Bernie's fucking remake.
Oh, that's fucked
Did they
up.
even remake that movie? And would anyone actually want to see that movie?
I don't think we'll restart that meme of like, like, do it like Bernie, like Bernie, like Bernie. Come on, Ganja, do it like Bernie.
I don't know that song, man.
What is
What
that?
the
Are you
fuck?
serious?
Do
Nah,
it like
that's-
Bernie?
Do you
What
guys
does that
not
even-
have MySpace? Like, what the fuck?
No, it's not 2005 anymore.
Hey, man, do you know Numa Numa?
Yeah, see? Exactly. And you telling me fucking not do it like Bernie. People know about that shit. Chat, defend me. Do it like Bernie. Someone post a fucking video. Now play that shit on
Man,
here.
I keep when you say "do it like Bernie," I keep thinking like, is this like a political anthem for Bernie Sanders that I missed?
Oh, they should have did that shit. That would have been amazing. Do it like Bernie.
So run for president and then get fucked over by your fucking...
Man, no, fuck that. And man, Julian's spelling that shit wrong. Come on, people. Weekend at Bernie's, like the dead dude with the glasses, and he's doing it. Yeah, see, he got my back. Thank you, Julian.
Bernie, what the fuck? That's like the name of a character joint that you see in like some stupid ass stoner film on Netflix.
I know it's like Topsy, the fucking Crusader, the Toxic Avenger, whatever the fuck his name is. He's just like doing like Bernie. He's burning. But you know what else is burning, man? Oh, see, there we go. Skull. Yes, Skull.
That's a dance move?
Yeah, it's the burning.
Okay, this has bothered me about dance for the longest time. Dancing to me just seems like randomly moving your body.
Yeah,
I think That's not dancing, sir. That is having a stroke. That is definitely
That's
having
having a stroke backwards.
Actually, I feel like that motherfucker's on like.
Oh
some
no,
kind of
it's from The
paranormal
Grudge or The Ring, where the girl kind of walks on her back.
Man, don't bring that shit up to me, man. I can't fucking watch Halloween because of that movie.
Are you serious?
Why?
You're scared of The Grudge?
Yeah, man. Every time I watch that movie, I always go back to me being a little kid, like I was like 8 or 9, and we all watched it for Halloween, and it terrified the fuck out of me because no one told me we were watching the deleted scene. So I was already built up tolerance to this film until I saw this bitch crawl down the backwards like a spider down the stairwell. And I was done.
Yeah, so anyways, I'm looking at the YouTube chat really quick too, and I see that Aubrey's talking about, and we're going to talk more about this later on, but this is going to come in handy. Thank you very much, Aubrey James. But she's saying, like, yeah, this is happening, a true sequel to Halloween, and this is going to be
A true sequel. Not the 15 other ones.
Yeah, none of the
True
other
one.
ones count. None of the other ones count. They're not canon.
None of
That
the other
shit is
15 of
frustrating.
them count.
So Busta Rhymes is not a killer of Michael Myers now?
Oh, man, that sucks too, because we finally got a black dude who didn't die at the end and got to beat the fucking big bad
Man,
guy.
he fucked him up.
Oh, kung fu and everything, dude. He was like, "Hoo-yah!"
Oh my god, I forgot they taught him
That,
Kung Fu.
that term always bugs me, the true sequel. That just means we're fucking redoing it now, and we just have a little bit more money and maybe a better rating.
Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, like I said, like damn Aubrey in a YouTube chat. I'm really glad that she told us this, but that's not the only thing we're talking about tonight. We're also talking about fucking Destiny 2 breaking records,
Oh,
despite what
God.
everybody said about that first one. Everyone was bitching about Destiny 1 and the DLC, wah. But you know what? Fucking they whooping ass now, so fuck your faces. All right, even High Score played that tonight, and it seems like they had a good time.
Yeah, they tricked a bunch of people again.
Man, but that's the gaming industry. Well, we'll talk about that in a little
He's
bit.
talking about tricks me while he paid for Star Citizen. All right.
Yeah, no
Bitch.
shit. And then we're talking about
I'll pay for Star Citizen again before I
They
buy
got
Destiny
you a commercial. What's Destiny people at least got a game?
Barely.
No, but then another thing too, we're also talking about Jessica Jones season 2 wrapping up. We talk about Defenders and everything like that. Jessica Jones, not Jessica Drew, by the way, not Spider Woman.
Remember,
Shit.
Man,
Not Spider-Woman.
fuck all y'all. Spider-Woman, Wolverine girl, I don't give a fuck.
Man, honestly, Ganja, that's a joke, man. But I would love to see a Spider-Woman television show. Like, I think they could do that really well.
Between me and you, I thought there was one.
But yeah, man, and Allie's just like disapproving, like no, that's bad.
Yeah, Allie, like she about to
She's
represent me in court.
disapproving, but she's also doing a job interview. Not
That's
not
true.
getting interviewed, interviewing someone.
Allie girl, man, attorney at law.
Much.
Bum 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 bum. Bam.
I know my client was caught in possession and a pound inside the car, but he is not guilty.
I saw Nick Diaz kill that one.
Why do I sound like Mickey Mouse?
Because I can't
Oh,
do
man.
it.
Ali, that freaked me out for a second because Ganja was pretending to do your voice, then you started talking, and I thought that was your actual voice. And I started going, what the fuck's going on?
Like she sucked on the thing of fucking helium or whatever the fuck. He's like,
I was just like, wait, that's not Ellie's voice.
yeah, no, but that's the thing, people. We got a lot of shit to talk about tonight, a fucking shit ton. But we can't get into that until you guys get into the call and hang out with us. And by doing that, Ganja Guru, we're gonna actually have you tell the peeps how to get into the motherfucking call, sir. Go ahead.
All right, guys, for us to get you inside the call, you guys are going to hit us up in the PM box system. That's going to be popping red and yellow up here in this little corner right here or this corner right here. So when you guys get that PM box, click it, and you will see a Google Hangouts link. Once you hit that Google Hangout link, you will come inside the call. Again, folks, before you hit that Google Hangouts link, make sure you guys check your mics and your headphones. That way we can hear you guys, and so you guys can hear us as well.
Yes, and I'm going to definitely steal this shit from you really quick, people. Newcomers, join the call first, okay? Join that fucking call because if you guys join the call first, we get to know you better and you get to
You
get your opinion
thieving
out there.
bastard!
I'm sorry. You know what? You do the second one, man.
Okay. Run number 2. Do not try to over each other.
Don't talk
You
over
said
each
I
other.
can do the second one. So don't ruin auto quality like this bastard ruined my set. So
Rule
please
number
don't do it,
3.
y'all.
Please, no nudity. If you're gonna show your titties, show them any after hours. I love them. You go.
And don't forget, Nick, also, don't give anyone else the link, bitches, because we'll kick you out and their dumbasses for clicking that link. Because if it doesn't say our names, we didn't give you that shit.
We didn't give you that shit at all. People, read the motherfucking rules. And Allie, girl, do that thing what you do with your hands. And then we go over here and he doesn't say anything. And we go to her and then she goes, what?
I mean,
Oh, like, so don't be
Yeah.
a sexual.
Put
don't
your
be
mother
a
on the-
mean person.
Yeah, don't be. Yeah.
I hope to God we're not on speaker.
You know, the neighbor heard her
No.
say dick last week. Like, don't be a dick.
And she screamed that shit out like, never mind.
So yeah, I like how she went to yoga mode for like, control.
She was trying to control her serenity so she don't kill me when she sees me in New York.
Repressed rage.
Her ass is gonna try to push me out to oncoming traffic. I'm already aware of
No,
that.
but she's behind the wheel. She could be behind the wheel of a car going, all I gotta do is just go off to the side. Solve all my problems.
I'm actually afraid to fuck with Allie because she watches those goddamn road rage videos, and like I'm just thinking that she's gonna watch so much of it, it's gonna like rub off on her, and she's gonna really fucking like run us over, slap the shit out of us or something. Like I'm really
You
scared.
need to be worrying about all the other drivers in New York. I'm the least of your worries.
Speaking of New York, here's the thing. We should probably talk about this really quick, Ganja. I know we kind of leave this a double toast and everything, but yo, like New York, we're gonna be there. It's official. All of us.
Mhm.
All of
Yep.
us. And this is the first time I'm gonna be there. You're gonna see what I fucking look like for once, which I'm definitely not fucking liking, by the way. So please stay the fuck away from me.
Man, I swear to God, you better bring that rock. If you bring that rock, I will love you forever.
No, that rock would still be in Austin, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, I don't have that rock.
Oh,
That's
hey,
real.
Man, you just go to Amazon, look like, put some googly eyes, and bring that shit to New York.
No,
Oh,
see,
wait, that's a
the
good
thing.
idea.
No,
I can
see,
do that.
Will bought a certain type of rock, and then he burnt the fucking thing and turned it into fucking gonorrhea toast or whatever the fuck people were saying in the comments. Okay,
Wait,
so
wait,
burn a
hold on,
rock?
hold on, he burnt a rock?
no, dude, I'm serious. Like he did.
Did he
shit
also
to the
smoke
rock.
it?
I'm not joking here. Like he really did do something to the rock.
Does he not know how rocks work? They don't melt. It's not
Unless he has
fucking
a smelter
plastic.
in the backyard, I don't think he fucking did anything to
No,
it.
he.
That motherfucker be mining in the backyard and shit for gold.
No, so you're not
Trying to
understanding.
get rid of the smell.
You're not understanding, Ganja. He put it into his computer in a disk slot, and then he burned it as a CDR.
Ain't nobody got CD-ROMs disc anymore. What the fuck you talking about?
Nobody burns music at discs anymore.
Okay, I just burned one like last week, man. Fuck you. All right, goddamn it.
How old are you?
Fuck, I'm really fucking old, man.
Clearly.
Yes.
No, me and Nick are like the same age. He just
Hey,
acts
man.
like he's 50.
Hey, you may be the same age as Nick, but he's still making mixtapes, bro.
I'm just saying, dude. Check out my SoundCloud, bro. No, but here's the thing. I'm looking.
Aw.
Julian's in the chat. Julian, how you doing, sir? I don't know, man. I mean, fucking. I'm just
Did
like
you
a
not
movie.
listen to check your mic and check your headphones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, in
And check
Julian's
your
defense,
privilege.
in Julian's defense, he's been having this problem like every time for like the last month, where
We're
for
not
some reason
talking
his
about
mic will just
KD,
not.
Allen. That's too much information. We're talking about his mic and his headphones right now.
No, actually, his internet provider's throttling his shit. They got pissed off at him for saying something.
His internet provider's watching the show, so it's like, wait, you're gonna be all shit. I only have enough for one.
I'm just picturing Julian getting choked by like a Comcast logo. He's like, dude, I can't breathe, dude.
But here's the thing, though. I'm looking over here. Red Robot King's talking about a couple of things, Universal Pictures, Blumhouse, things like that. And Aubrey's saying she will not support Jeepers Creepers 3. Fuck the director. So let's talk about that really quick, because I don't want to like stay any longer in certain areas or whatever. We need to talk about this ASAP. That new trailer came out today, or not today. It was like the last 2 days, and no one actually talked about it. Surprisingly enough. But this fucking thing, I'm not digging. Now, Alan, you saw this fucking thing. I showed you, and I was pissed off as hell. For one, this has definitely become your typical fucking horror movie, it seems like. It's in some kind of other language. I think it's
I'm
Spanish.
pretty sure that's Spanish.
I want to know, because I'm, the privilege. But see, here's the thing, though, man. Like, Aubrey said that she's not supporting this at all, right? And,
Right.
I get that. I totally understand not supporting it. But it's one guy who did one bad thing, and then there's a whole group of people who busted their ass trying to do another Jeepers Creepers sequel. But now it's going to be for nothing, because I watched this fucking thing. It looks so cheap. There's times where it shows the fucking creeper, declining from some kind of, he's flying, he, went down,
Yeah, he
grabbed
pulled a
somebody.
Batman Arkham Asylum. He just kind of swooped down, grabbed the person, swooped back up.
Yeah,
You do it all the time.
It was awful. I mean, it looks so
Yeah, it was-
fucking fake, dude. I really hate how, it's shot really cheap. See, that shit right there, that looked really, really fake to me. I didn't like that. There's even a part where someone shoots a gun and there's no sound. It's like the weakest fucking shotgun sound I've ever heard come out of a fucking shotgun. It's...
That could just be editing for the movie.
Yeah, so, watching this, you didn't see 1 and 2. And you probably hear me a lot talking about these fucking movies. And it's like, oh, Jeepers Creepers this, Jeepers Creepers that. Like, I can't fucking wait. How are you feeling after watching this trailer? Do you feel like maybe I was full of shit or something? What are you feeling, Alan?
Well, yeah, but if we're talking about the trailer, that's something else. It's weird because I was watching the trailer and I was like, I'm actually kind of liking this a lot more. Though I don't know why, but I thought that randomly because he comes in with this hunch and this poncho. I thought he was just some crazy homeless man, but then he kind of has an axe and he's like, okay, you're kind of a cool fighter. I'm like, okay, I didn't see that one coming. But what I liked about this is it's not even though it's shot like a typical horror movie, it doesn't seem like to have the typical horror movie plot of random thing just appears and let's just watch people die for 2 hours. It's more like, no, we're getting guns, we're getting people, we're getting fucking cops, we're getting everybody. Let's just shoot this fucking thing till it dies.
Yeah, and here's
And
the
I
thing, too.
kind of enjoyed the change of like it's a little bit different than what you'd expect from a horror movie.
Yeah, no, and I kind of agreed to that extent because I remember talking to you in a Google chat about how this is more of like a war movie almost. Like, we're going to capture this motherfucker. We're going to get him. We're going to, do something like the city gets together and whoops his ass. But then you get situations where it's not even about him anymore. This girl in the beginning of the trailer, she grabs the hand of the creeper, and apparently it's enchanted with some kind of demonizing fucking, like, spirit or something, and it infects her like a fucking zombie virus. And the way she's talking, the way she looks, the places that she's at, she reminds me of a character in the first Creepers movie where people actually assumed that she was like the mom of the creeper. And she was like, that's not my scarecrow. And she's shooting a fucking shotgun at the thing or whatever. And I don't know, like, it just reminds me of that first movie. Now, Ganja, do you remember the first movie a whole lot, dude?
Not so much, to be honest with you. When I remember the first movie, I remember just that the ending was one of those very few horror movies where the bad guy wins at the end. Because that shit burnt in my mind because I was like, oh, I wonder how they're going to get away from the creeper. Oh, they got a chance. Oh, and then it just fades to black. So, like, they show, like, just this weird silhouette of the character moving around. And they end with the main protagonist basically with his eyes plucked out. And he's just a random head. And I always thought that was cool. But besides that, like, I just remember, like, glimpse of it. Like, I remember the scene when they get away from the police station and they run the creeper over back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
And he ended up jumping this one dude, and that's how he's able to heal. And he does this like weird frog maneuver where he just jumps and hops. And I always thought that was really scary and pretty cool practical effect. But besides that, when it comes to the plot, I really don't remember that much.
Yeah, and there wasn't really a whole lot of plot. Now, before you even continue on, Julian, is your mic working, sir?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, shit's still fucked up a little bit, but it's okay. But here's the thing, man. Do you remember Jeepers Creepers at all, Julian?
Yeah, dude. I watched that last Halloween.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing. Like, I mean, did you like it, by the way?
I did. I remember. I think we briefly talked about it. Jeepers Creepers to me is like the Batman of horror villains.
Yeah.
He's got a car. He's got wings and a lair. Batman.
And he has a bad credit card. No.
So your comparison to Batman is that he has wings and has a car.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, well, I mean, he has
And
a
a
van.
lair.
Hey, that's all you fucking need, bro.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And then he has
Does
words written
Jason
on the
have a
side.
car?
Candy is
Does
in
Freddy
here.
have a car?
Actually, Michael Myers has a car, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Michael Myers.
Oh, he must be Batman too. No, he's
Yeah.
Robin. He's Robin.
Yeah, he's a hardworking man, Michael Myers.
No, Robin rides a motorcycle. Stick to the goddamn canon, you idiot.
Fuck you, man. Oh, now you get something right when it comes to a superhero.
Well, which canon? There's like 50 of them. God damn
I'm
fucking
gonna
Batman.
use Batman and Robin with the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But here's the thing, man. Like, when I'm looking at this, this goes totally against the storyline of the first two movies where he doesn't possess anybody. He's just this creature, and there's no storyline about him. That's what makes it scary. And I just his whole idea too, like Ganja was bringing up a little while ago about how he heals. He basically needs parts from other people so he can be whole. So what he does is he eats like parts that are missing from his body. Like if he likes your eyes, he'll sniff you, see if those eyes fit him. He can tell by just sniffing you, and then he'll eat you for the parts. You know what I mean? It's a really cool fucking concept. That's why at the end of the first movie, that one dude's gone, doesn't have his eyes anymore. The whole time, the whole movie's based off of the creeper wants his eyes.
Yep.
And you don't know that until the movie ends. And it's like, oh shit, like that's
No,
fucking
that's
awesome.
kind of portraying this from what I've seen with him just going after random people and just attacking the cops or the posse that's after him. Because from even in the second one, his whole drive is just to replace parts of him that's either getting old or that's broken down from his previous hunt. And that's kind of what they're just throwing in the sideline. They're basically doing an Aliens ripoff, where he's making a character that had a purpose and had a reason for his kind of destructive and his need to kill, and just making him just a slasher film.
Yeah, that's
monster.
the problem too, that slasher shit, because this character, granted, it was like a slasher movie, and you go into it watching the first one as a slasher movie, and the second one does become a big slasher film, but there's something creepy about him, and this shit, it's like, no, we just need a flying Jason. Like,
Yeah.
this
Maybe,
character
but-
has more
I don't know.
integrity than that.
This is a 2-minute trailer. Like, a lot of the stuff you guys are talking about seem like that's actual plot in a movie, so we don't necessarily know if any of that stuff won't be in the movie. All we know right now is, yeah, we're gathering all the warriors just to fuck this guy up. Like, that's what we know so far.
And this shit is what pissed me off. This what really set me apart, where I'm just like, you know what, dude, fuck this movie. This kid, it has the letters right there. The words, the subtitles. He literally looks down at the monster, I guess. I'm pretty sure he's looking at the monsters, and he goes, oh, Jeepers Creepers. And I'm like,
Oh, don't tell me that, man.
yeah. he
It's
literally
always
looks
some
to,
kind of Suicide Squad.
yeah,
Why don't
exactly.
you have some kind of friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
I was like that shit. I was already kind of questioning the trailer and the quality of the trailer and the quality of the movie because it just looks so badly shot. But that shit, that fucking, oh man.
Hey, you don't
Jeepers
know. Maybe he'll
creepers.
immediately get murdered. Like as soon as he says that, he just comes up and immediately kills him for the shitty pun.
Yeah, I just that shit.
I doubt that. Fucking horror movies love their shitty puns.
Yeah,
Or maybe
yeah,
it won't even be in the movie. Maybe that's just for fucking marketing.
that makes sense actually, because this movie, it's getting its first screening next week, so they're gonna change a lot of shit, and it probably won't be in there, in the official like release whenever that happens. But the fact that's even in there, the fact that somebody said, good line, yeah, definitely, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with this fucking kid and this serious situation. Jeepers Creepers 3, been 12 fucking years we've been waiting for this fucking thing over again, and you're gonna go, oh, Jeepers Creepers, you fucking asshole, like. God damn it. Like, I am so fucking pissed off, dude. That's fucking stupid.
I mean,
Well, you can clearly tell that Nick does not like on the nose marketing.
yeah, I
Oh.
was gonna, Nick. Now you're allowed to get mad, but what if within the? This sounds so stupid to say, but what if within the context of the movie it works? I mean, it in my head I'm yelling at myself, but maybe.
Stupid question. Do they ever call Jason in the fucking Friday the 13th movies?
Yes.
Yeah, but the movie's
I
never
think
called
so.
Jason, though. The movie's called Friday the 13th. And
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of the shit, they don't actually say, like, it's on Friday the 13th. You just need to put the pieces together that it's been a year since last year, every time they happen.
Wait. No, don't tell me every single Friday the 13th movie is literally on
Just the
Friday the
first-
13th.
No, just
Okay,
the first three.
I was about to say.
No.
That
Because-
was fucking ridiculous.
But
That's
that
like
becomes
if
annoying,
in,
too.
it's like if in Freddy the I'm trying to remember the name
The
of the movie
Final
now.
Friday, or the Final Nightmare?
No, not Final Friday. More like
Nightmare on Elm Street?
Nightmare on Elm Street, and they just say like halfway through the movie, like, "Wow, that girl really had a bad nightmare on Elm Street."
No, well, see, the thing is, the movies, okay, see, you make a point there, though, Gandra, because what they do is they get the camera and they zoom up to the fucking street sign, Elm Street. No, what street is it on, Gandra?
Elm Street.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, Elm Street.
Dun dun dun.
man. Hey, last night, dude, it was really awful for me. I woke up, man, I didn't get any sleep because I had a nightmare. I had a really bad nightmare last night.
Where were you
On Elm
sleeping
Street.
at? Oh, sleeping on a street on Elm Street.
Yeah, and it's like, granted, Freddy only works in nightmares, but it's like that word is thrown out like it's a fucking YouTube tag. Like, that
Hey
shit's
man,
fucking
I passed out on my neighbor's lawn on Elm Street. That shit was weird.
Man, I want to just have a video of just like ruin a movie by just having the title in the movie at some point.
Yeah.
'Cause I kind of like when they do that. I actually do kind of like when they say it, but not in a pun way. Like one of my favorite things, it's transporter movies. They're not the greatest, but I like when he's like, "Oh, you need a transporter. I'm a transporter." Like it's the title of the movie, but it's done within the context because that's his job.
Exactly. And it makes sense to do that. It gives you a reasoning for the title, and I like that. But, Nightmare on Elm Street kind of did a little too much. I mean, even that shit like Freddy's Dead. The movie's called Freddy's Dead, and there's a line where the girl's like, you know what? And the camera zooms in, Freddy's dead. And I was like, okay. Like, for one...
Yeah, when they zoom in, when they feel the need to zoom in and just make it dramatic, it's like, no, we know what you're fucking getting at.
Every movie's kind of guilty of that. Even fucking Jurassic Park does it. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
That's different, though.
That's
The name of the actual park. It's like, or in the first Avengers movie, where it's like they don't say, "Oh, we're the Avengers." They kind of say why they're called the Avengers, because it's like, if we can't save the Earth, we'll avenge it. Like that was that's kind of the.
Okay, no, see,
Man,
I
fuck
do
you, that's
not
a
like
great
that line.
I forgot how cheesy that line was.
That line is great because it's like we're not saying, "Oh, well, we're gonna be the Avengers of the Earth." It's like, no, we'll avenge the fucking Earth if we fail.
Oh.
I still... I like how he's so happy when he says, he's like, yeah, fucking, they do it.
I was-
It's great.
I was ready for that. I was like, ready to get like praise, and God just goes, "Oh, I'm like, come on, oh, this motherfucker likes the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man bit, but
That's
doesn't
true.
like the Avengers one."
That's true.
Yeah, but the Avengers one sounds so fucking stupid.
Oh, and the Spider-Man one sounds great. Fuck you.
Oh, no. You know what's worse? Dark Knight, one of the most talked about in the good
Oh,
manner
don't
way.
even, man. Don't even. That is
People are
great.
I love people. They're so wonderful. This city's great. Rainbows and butterflies.
Fuck you. When he says he's our our Avenger, our Dark Knight, that's great, man. Because that's where he gets it from. Like the whole movie is why he's called the Dark Knight, because he's not supposed to be the shining gallant hero. He's supposed to be whatever the fucking city needs in order to survive.
I guess you're right. No, dude, I'll give you that. I mean, honestly.
No, he's actually about the Dark Knight in my presence.
No, because
That
here's the
was
thing,
some
though.
cheesy shit, Nick, and I forgot it. Man,
I gotta give him it at some point.
No, you were the man. No, man. Nah.
No, I get you. No, I get you. Ganja, like, okay, like, I'll be right in the middle because I think that the line from Avengers is a little but, like, I understand why you like it, and it's not so on the fucking nose as Dark Knight is or even this fucking bullshit with Jeepers goddamn Creepers.
Okay,
Like,
the
this is
Jeepers
fucking
Creepers
ridiculous.
is worse because this is a horror movie. Both of our, hell, almost all of our examples were some sort of the comic movies where you could get away with a few jokes. Like, it works to help levity. In a horror movie, you really have to keep the tension up, so the idea that they're dropping a pun, to me, makes no goddamn sense. Like,
Yeah,
that's
this is
just, like,
serious
let's just
film.
ruin the movie.
Yeah, and this doesn't have to be a mainstream type of film where you need those jokes. This is a fucking low budgeted, like there's a lot of good things that come with being low budgeted because now people you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can do some crazy shit, and still they're gonna do some Hollywood ass fucking like, hey, Jeepers Creepers, and then the dude beside him goes like, isn't that the name of the song that guy is whistling? Which he does whistle Jeepers Creepers song.
How the fuck does that kid know that?
No, how are they that close to hear him whistle? What the fuck?
Maybe he's just a really loud whistle.
Yeah, it's bad. She's like, oh, can't believe it. No, but that's the thing though. Like, there's so much fucking wrong with this trailer, and it's only been a minute and 22 fucking seconds long. Like, look at this shit. The trailer's over at this point. It's 1 minute 22 seconds long, and it's already pissing me off. Fucking stupid. But we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna be fair. We'll see what happens. But here's the thing, too. Another thing that's frustrating me about this is because right now there's a lot of horror movies coming out. And I think Mother had a lot to play with that. I think, It Comes at Night. And what's that other fucking horror movie that came out? It. Pennywise movie. These are kind of opening times for people to do more horror stuff, whoever the case may be, which is understandable. I love horror movies a lot. But now you're starting to see this. It's kind of like watering this shit down. Because I don't know if you saw this. And this is actually a good trailer. I will admit to that. But The Shape of Water. Have you seen this, Gandra?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, damn. I didn't even know that had a trailer.
Yeah, no, I don't even
I
know.
saw this.
Oh, you
I saw
did?
this. I saw this trailer in front of. Oh God, I can't even remember the movie. It was a recent movie. I just can't remember the movie, but it was in front of a movie before I saw it. But I think it looks really interesting. You know what this reminds me of?
What?
The ambiance feels very much like BioShock. I don't know if I'm the only person who saw
man,
it.
if this is a secret BioShock movie, this is
Yeah,
great.
it's like maybe Guillermo del Toro. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro. He's like, hey, you guys, BioShock. How about that BioShock movie? Like his audition tape, almost. Because it's like the atmosphere is very similar.
No, that contrast that has, that darkness, like this is.
That almost makes me want to watch it
BioShock.
now because I heard a lot of good things, and the fact that it almost kind of looks like a BioShock thing, even if it doesn't. Oh my god, that looks just like Andrew Ryan's office. God damn.
Exactly, right? Like when you now hear it, you're like, oh crap, yeah, it looks so much like the game.
And the acting too, like the way they're acting seems very old schoolish, very like.
Well, it might be a period piece.
Maybe. I mean, it seems like it, but it's just like the way, like the acting skills of these guys. Like, I want to see the actors in a BioShock movie too. You know what I mean? Like, not just the, not just the director doing something. Because Guillermo del Toro, I have trouble saying his name.
Guillermo del Toro.
But like, I saw The Green Inferno. I fucking hate that fucking movie. It's
Wait,
so
The
gruesome.
Green Inferno? Was that him?
Yeah, that was him.
Was that?
Wait, go ahead.
Sorry, let me just be sure because I thought that was somebody else. I thought that was Eli Roth. Or am I thinking of?
Well, I think he
something else.
helped. I think Eli Roth helped him do that.
The
And I'm
Green
gonna look this
Inferno.
up.
Yeah, Eli
There's
Roth.
the Green Inferno because it's two movies came up.
Oh, his name is Guillermo Armedio or some shit. I'm looking up right
Oh
here.
wait, never mind. Yeah, no, Eli Roth.
Yeah, that movie I looked up too. That's Eli Roth directing.
Okay, well then shit, my bad, because I couldn't
Yeah, I was
something
gonna
has to do with it. And the writer's name, see, with directing, I'm
very
wrong
similar.
with directing a lot because I can't stand directing.
Yeah. Same first name, different.
Same first name,
you
yeah.
pulled a ganja basically. You confused two people with the same first name.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm looking at the chat right now too. They're telling me like, no, motherfucker, that was Eli Roth. Don't you even?
Man, it was Steven Spielberg. Fuck all y'all.
I want Steven Spielberg to direct a hard R fucking horror movie.
Well,
yeah.
some states on the list was a horror movie.
And in the chat, in the YouTube chat, Aubrey James is saying maybe they're listening to the Jeepers Creepers song. The Jeepers Creepers, where did you get those eyes? Like, where'd you get those peepers? Which is the the word for eyes, in the
Yeah,
song.
I guess, but I highly doubt like the dude would be like, yeah, I heard this song. I already know the title.
Look, even if we can find I think Julian was trying to bring it up in the context of the movie if it works. Either way, it's played off as a pun, and in a horror movie, it's like you can't that really breaks tension. Like you need comedy to alleviate it, but that seems like it's a pretty tense moment in the movie, so you can't really be dropping puns in the middle of a horror movie during that scene,
Exactly.
Yeah, no, Adrian's over there breaking my heart. She said, Nick, you dumbass, you motherfucker. How dare you get Guillermo confused? Guillermo!
All right, the motherfucker that made Hellboy or some of that bullshit movie.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Fantasy creatures. That
Hey,
guy.
fuck you, man. Hellboy 1 and 2 are great movies.
Julian, did you call your internet company bitch mouser?
Also,
I
did you
think
move
so.
Did you move to another house?
Yes, I did. I
He
went to
broke into his neighbor's house. Hey man, I gotta get on MCA real quick.
I'm already using your Wi-Fi. I figured I'd just come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but
I just
no.
walked in.
No, your shit's fucked. So the thing is, though, when I'm thinking about this, and then we're watching the fucking trailer to what's that shit called again? The Shape of Water. Shape of Water.
Yes.
Very well done trailer. I am pretty hyped to see this movie. Not really as hyped to see Jeepers Creepers 3, obviously, because I don't even know what the context of this movie is. But I love creature films. I really do. And this has that weird creature. It looks like fucking reptile or some shit.
I have a friend who got to see this at TIFF, actually.
Oh, really?
And-
What do you think?
Yeah. He said that it was the best movie that he's seen all year, but he's a fanboy.
He's also only seen one movie. So.
No. He's seen a bunch of, I mean, he sees lots of movies, but, like, he said that one was, like, his favorite he's seen all year. And I would love to love Guillermo del Toro again, because after, like, Pacific Rim, I felt very lukewarm about him. And I didn't even see his, like, Spook House movie, whatever it was
Yeah,
called.
what's it called? Crimson something? Crimson.
Crimson Peak?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay, Crimson Creek was some bullshit.
I
but-
heard mixed things about it, but again, like I never really liked Pacific Rim. My favorite Guillermo del Toro movie is still Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is, and I mean, I'm going back to writing because I give a shit about writing, but he did a lot of the episodes on The Strain, and I don't know what season he worked on or anything,
Really?
but he did a shitload of episodes on The Strain.
Oh. Because he's the producer, like he was one of the people that helped make that thing like a reality, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems like he's into a lot of shit. Like, I mean, I like the movie Pacific Rim, but I didn't like it for the writing. You know, what I mean, I liked it for the crazy bullshit.
Of course. Yeah.
Giant robots, dude. Yeah.
Fuck
Hey
yeah!
guys, let's make a giant robot versus giant monsters, but not make any of the fights look particularly cool. Let's just have them.
No, but what I want
Also
to do.
Transformers.
Well, really quick before you even get into this too, I actually just looked them up as well because I didn't want to be wrong because I was already wrong with Guillermo already today. So I wanted to double check this last thing. And looking down, I scrolled down and he did Mimic. And I was gonna say because I could have sworn Double Toasted mentioned that yesterday, but I was right. Yes, Mimic. Why can't someone redo Mimic? I want to see that shit done. You know,
Oh, I never even heard of this movie.
Yeah, what is that?
wait, you never heard of Mimic?
No.
Basically,
No, I
these
haven't either.
cockroaches in New York are chilling there for a long extended amount of time. It's expended. That's not a fucking word. But anyways, they're there chilling out. They start growing, and I don't know if it's like some kind of alien thing or whatever the fuck, but they evolve, and this one cockroach is mimicking humans. He dresses up and all this shit, and he's just killing people like down in the subway. And it is some creepy ass shit. Granted, it's a little dated now because it's from the 1990s, but the shit was great. Another monster movie that I mean, like I said, I love monster movies. I like creature features. I love all that shit. So that's why I'm gonna bring up this one thing, and we're talking about trailers and the quality of certain trailers. Dead Ant. This fucking thing looks so bad. This Brett McMichaels from Bus of Love, by the way. Should watch
Where
that
do you
shit.
find these trailers? Man, are these like some of these trailers? I wonder where the fuck do you find these shit?
Well, I'm actually working on this one. That's me right there. I'm in the movie.
Man, are you sure that's not Will?
That does not look like Will at all, man.
Man, that looks like a long hair hippie Will, bro.
So Will.
Hey guys, the class is half full.
Hey guys, I passed it today.
So what we're talking about next is Donald Trump and the alt-right and the
This
alt-left.
looks like the guys who make fucking Sharknado decided to make an ant movie.
There you go.
Oh.
That's seriously, you took the words right out of my big ass fucking mouth because I feel like this movie. I don't know why you conjure that face.
Because I'm like, where's this going?
No,
Man,
dude, this fucking movie is ridiculous, man. I'm looking over here. I'm trying to see if I can find the scene where it actually shows it, but these big ass ants are attacking these people. God damn, it won't show it. I don't know what the fuck.
It's somewhere in the movie, but I'm just gonna start bitching about this as a scientist. So something that always bugs me in movies, especially fucking these fucking monster movies, is like, are you gonna sit there and try to make this work within the realms of science, or are you gonna say fuck it? This movie says fuck it right off the bat because anybody that knows anything about biology knows ants can't go any bigger than this, or they won't be able to fucking move. This would be the lamest movie if it was scientifically accurate.
No, that's the
Fuck.
thing. It's not about being scientifically accurate, man. It's fucking ants.
Are you
I love
looking
ants.
for a scientifically accurate movie with fucking the dude from Rock and Roll movie?
I'm saying I'm
Butt of
walking
Love?
into the door already not
Love.
liking this.
It wasn't ass of love too. Like he was getting some ass on that bus.
Look,
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, I'm walking into the movie already not like believing this fucking premise. Like movies are supposed to try their best to make you believe in the fantastical. That's their jobs. To make you believe into something that's more than your reality. This fucking movie doesn't even bother from the get-go.
Alan, do you sit there watching Jurassic Park with your arms crossed going, man, this is bullshit?
Well, if you fucking remember and you were there, my first words were, this actually predates us being able to do this, and this movie's scientifically accurate. So, fuck you!
But here's the thing, though.
But you still proved him right, because you were like, oh, this is scientifically accurate. You're still
No, I
into
wasn't there
science.
crossing my arms. I was actually intrigued that they actually nailed it.
You know what? But here's the thing. Let's not compare Dead Ant to fucking Jurassic Park, because
That's a fucking tall comparison.
I'm sorry, but like I fucking love Jurassic Park, and I will not stand for that shit.
I'm still my first question of where did you find this?
No, I just look up trailers on IMDb and everything, and I'm just like, hey, I want to see what this fucking horrible movie is and everything. And I like to
saw
do
this
that.
today on YouTube.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I was like,
okay,
what is
okay,
this? I
Nick,
didn't
do me a
actually click it up.
Sorry, Nick, do me a favor and go to like the first couple of seconds and pause it on the girl.
Pause on the girl. Okay, let me see here.
Is that Maggie from The Walking Dead? Or am I just
Oh.
crazy?
No, man. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna show it one more time because you guys gotta see this shit. For one, they made this shit look like trying to be sexy or something.
Is
And
that Maggie from The Walking Dead or am I insane?
You're
Because that looks
insane.
just like...
Lauren Cohan would never be a part of some shit like this, man. That would piss me the fuck off. Goddamn. Martha, you know what I mean? Like, no, you can't go from Martha to this shit.
I'm just saying, she looks just like her.
Oh, you can easily go from Batman vs Superman to this shit
No,
easily.
you cannot, man. I'm sorry. That fucking movie is not as bad what you motherfuckers say. I'm sick of that shit.
Oh, hey, I'm with you.
Yeah, exactly. Julian, fucking
You
damn
gotta
it.
take the right exit on the turnpike, man, and everything's close by.
Is that what you did with your camera? Because it's fucking dark. You going through a tunnel?
Yeah,
No,
no
I
shit.
turned off my camera because
Or turn out the lights.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
He's gonna pull out a flashlight and tell us a scary story.
he actually put one of those black tape on it on the fucking lens, just like there you go, guys, fucking assholes. But no,
oh shit.
I'm gonna tell you a horror story about Germany in 1936. Ooh.
I haven't seen a dude do that with the flashlight for like 20 years. Holy shit! But here's the but this fucking this trailer is bad though, man. Like I'm sorry, I just. I'm hyped for it. I want to see this. I want to see more movie monsters being portrayed in fucking movies. I don't see that enough. I love the movie monsters, but this is honestly really, really awful. And speaking of awful, I got one more movie I want to talk about.
Before you, wait, one thing about this movie, Nick, that is
What's
gonna
up?
make you hate it. The title is a fucking punchline to an
What?
old joke.
Like what, Deadass?
No, dude. What happens when the Pink Panther steps on an ant?
Oh,
Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant.
Oh my God!
No, okay.
No.
Dead ant.
The movie is
Dead
so
ant.
stupid.
Dead ant. Dead ant. Dead ant.
I-
Dead ant. Dead ant.
I think that's unless they start playing the Pink Panther theme halfway through this fucking trailer and I missed it, that is just coincidence, man.
Dude, I don't know if I like him more because of that. That's fucking clever as fuck.
That was fucking stupid.
That's what
as
I'm getting
fuck.
at.
What are you
That's too
talking
clever.
about?
It's
Okay,
too
no,
clever for this
Julian.
fucking movie.
No, Julian, you have to tell me, dude. You appreciate that shit, dude.
Well, yeah, I've known that, like, my grandpa told me that joke, so, like, I can appreciate it, but, like, if I just hope that this is going full stupid, because if they do bust out that song in the middle of the movie, that'll be fucking epic.
It's amazing. Just so
Dude, I think you just combine two random things that are kind of similar, man. I don't think there's anything like that, man.
Oh, but see,
You
here's
could
the
be right.
Now, people saw in the thumbnail, they saw Robert Englund, his depressing looking ass. Now, we're going to talk about this today, sir. This fucking trailer, I got to tell y'all, and I love Robert Englund so much. This has to be the absolute worst trailer I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. This, man, the editing is literally cut from the fucking movie. This is worse than fan-made shit. And this movie's called Nightworld. It's with Robert Englund. It's a movie I think he helped direct it too. I'm not sure. I don't want to say that, because I might be wrong or some shit. But I'm telling you, dude, I haven't seen Robert Englund do a whole lot recently. And they're talking about getting him and Kane Hodder, who played Jason in those last Friday 13th movies, and all these guys. Thinking about getting them all together again. Robert Englund doing
And
this
doing
shit.
what?
I guess like one movie. Like there was supposed to be there was like a script running out there where basically they all live together and they all have to like fight off zombies or some shit. Like it
Yeah,
was
it's a
supposed
sequel to Jurassic. It's a sequel to Jurassic World, where they said they decided to build a theme park for horror movie icons.
It's the second episode of Robot Chicken. They already did that.
No, they did do that, didn't they? I remember that shit. Yeah, man, but like this fucking movie Nightworld, dude. And here's the weirdest part about this movie is, and it's like quick with it too. The storyline is basically Mother. Like Robert Englund plays some blind dude Which, by the way, hopefully he's fucking blind, Alan.
Oh god, here we go.
But, he's a blind dude, fucking lives in this house, or tries to live in this house with some fucking other guy. And what happens is, all these crazy people start walking over there and wanting to be with them and whatnot, and they all have fucked up eyes and the whole thing. And I'm thinking, like, okay, what I said earlier about horror movies and how people are just kind of, like, jumping on the bandwagon right now and trying to be part of this shit. Mother really set this shit, like, to another extent. Like, now it's like every fucking 3 weeks another horror movie.
Yo, really quick, don't spoil anything from that movie. I almost saw it today. I'm going to see it next week.
Okay, no, I won't spoil it.
The plot twist is it's all a dream.
No, it's...
He's been a ghost since the beginning.
I can't confirm nor deny, but we have not seen that movie.
Somebody in that movie is related to somebody else in that movie, and you'll never guess who.
Yep.
The movie ends.
No!
There are credits in the movie.
Yes.
Oh.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Okay, stop it.
Wait, did you just fucking spoil Harry Potter for me right now?
Oh,
Dude, come on. Everyone knows that.
Don still fucked his on. Let's go all the way.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing, though, man.
Okay, that's more relevant. Come on now.
If Bran Stark did anything in that fucking show, that would have never happened. Now let's move on.
He watched and touched himself. That was.
Man,
that
there's
was
going to be like 5 Game of Thrones fans who are trying to catch up. I'm so
Dude,
angry right now.
Oh, fuck them. It's been a month.
No, it has. It's been 2 weeks, and they actually, what was it? Did they fucking cut somebody out of the fucking Children of the Toast for spoiling the Littlefinger death like an hour and a half after the show aired?
Oh, yeah, Max Crushway. And he got
Yeah. I think it's a girl, from what people are saying, but yeah, basically just random tangent. So we're just making jokes about spoiler, but the season finale of Game of Thrones, one of a major character dies, and what happens is somebody just decided to spoil it like an hour and a half after the fucking show aired. Didn't even just have anything, just said yada yada dies, by the way, and that was the entire post. And for the next like 4 hours, people were just cussing her out.
What a dickhead.
For no reason, no rhyme or reason. Let me just spoil it. Fuck it.
I mean, at this point, though, it's like, if you're so preoccupied with Facebook more so than your fucking show, you deserve to get spoiled. Fuck
Not
you.
really. Sometimes you get notifications on your phone that says, oh, this person
Oh,
posted
come
something.
on. It's fucking Game of Thrones night. You know what it is.
Not really, man. Again, not characters don't die every fucking episode. At least major ones.
But I think, like, people need to take that time to get away from their fucking Facebooks. Like, something
No,
has
but
to keep
that's
people from
the
getting on
thing,
Facebook every second.
Again, sometimes people don't always get a chance to watch a show right out as soon as it airs. I know we're randomly going to spoil culture, but that kind of happens. Hell, the only reason I watched the season is because Ali actually had HBO Now. I wouldn't have been able to watch it because I don't have HBO. I don't get to watch it until the next day. And yeah, a lot of what I do with the MZ, I have to be on Facebook. So it's like I would have got spoiled, and I would have been fucking pissed off.
Another thing
You
that
would
happened.
have been fine.
And Ganja, I want to ask you this too, because I think because Alan's part of a certain culture, whereas like even he didn't want me to spoil Deadpool, which is like okay, but like
Oh, he's on that nerd shit. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, I'm from a different era. I mean, we're from the same era, but I'm like from a group
It's
of
okay,
people.
gotcha. I'll spoil the next Star Wars movie for you, and we'll see how you feel about
Hey,
that.
man, J.J. Abrams is directing it, so I don't think you can.
Not the next one. I'm talking about Last Jedi. I'll spoil the shit out for you.
Well, hey, dude, it's called The Last Jedi, so there you go. That's the movie name is the spoiler. Like, it's the last one. It's The Last Jedi.
Point is, like, again, spoilers. Everyone
Someone
gets
gonna
this.
die is what I'm basically saying. I'm sorry, man, but it's a title. But here's the thing, like, Ganja, when you see spoilers on Children of the Toast or Refugees of Spill or something, like, you have to read the beginning of the sentence first. So when something says like, "Oh shit, something," you're like, nah, I ain't looking at that. Fuck you. Like,
Man, usually the first person like, "Yo, man, I just seen Spider-Man." You right there, stop reading.
But
Or
that's
my
the problem
favorite-
is it wasn't that post wasn't like that. I agree with what you guys are getting at. But the literal post was the character's name dies. So as soon as you post up, there's no like because some people did talk about the show and talk about last night's Game of Thrones or I just saw Game of Thrones. Hell, I posted a bunch of stuff and my things were Game of Thrones, like so people would just immediately turn away. This post was literally character's name and then dies. Like no build up at all.
That man sounds like a true American hero, if you ask me.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I mean, that's awful. I know Allie's probably like, "Oh, this is fucked up, y'all." But I feel like Max shouldn't get banned because here's another thing too. I don't know why spoilers are a banning offense. Like it's like you know what I mean. Like I don't know how you can say that and it's like, oh, that's it. Shun from the community. How dare you ruin this
Well, if you
fictional?
do it on purpose, like you're gonna.
That's what
ruin...
it was. That's what it felt. And honestly, it's like the thing is I wasn't part of that because as soon as that happened, I'm like, I was the third comment on there going, just run. They're gonna come for you. And apparently I was right, because what happened was like the person was being like passive aggressive, not really caring, being even more of a troll as it was going on. It seemed like they're just seeking attention. So it's like they're just being a troll for the sake of being a troll. And I guess after a while they just got banned from Children of Toast, which I did not know that could happen.
Yeah, no, I didn't know either, because there's a lot of weird shit that goes on, and there's people
Oh
posting
god,
pictures
people
of
posted
furries
porn in the
each other.
fucking. Dude, people posted porn in Children of Toast at one point.
Yeah.
I got banned from Refugees of Spill once for like a post like talking about like Star Wars or something. Like I made a post. I was like, "Hey, spoil." No, it was Civil War. Like a week after it came out. Like I made a post and they're like, "Hey, we removed your post and we suspended you for 2 days. But if you want to talk about this movie, go into this event and you can talk about it there." I was like,
yeah, fuck that. That pisses me off a little bit.
Some nerds are fucking police now.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like a little fucking ridiculous.
So like, it's just some people some people want to talk about it, and that's fair. But some people literally go out of their way to spoil it, to ruin other people's entertainment. And if you're that kind of person, go fuck yourself.
Now I'm looking at the YouTube chat, by the way, just because back in the whole thing. Like Aubrey James says that this should copy my all-time favorite Eight-Legged Freaks, the movie with David Arquette.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing,
that
Aubrey.
fucking movie.
My first words were, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, this reminds me just like Eight-Legged Freaks.
Yeah.
Except I'm not terrified of ants like I was of spiders when the movie came out.
Yeah, and Eight-Legged Freaks was actually a really fucking fun movie. I actually really liked Eight-Legged Freaks. Here it is right here, people. If you haven't seen this movie with David Arquette, this is back like in 2002 or something like that.
Oh, it was an old ass movie.
I like this movie, but like watching it as a kid that was a fan of like zombie films, I felt like this was too much of a Dawn of the Dead remake.
It kind of was. It seemed like those fucking things are coming out like a zombie apocalypse type of situation.
Yeah. Like straight from the scene where they steal, like they have the scene where they set up a barricade in front of the mall, and all the spiders are supposed to fight the spiders.
It makes me uncomfortable, man.
Allie right now wants to run from the screen.
Oh, you don't like spiders? I forgot about that shit. My
I
bad.
don't.
Yeah, but
Man, I remember was this movie released in the theaters?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, because I feel like I remember. I don't know if it was this movie, but there was some movie that had like giant spiders in it, and like the poster had this like big huge tarantula or something.
Yeah.
And like I went to the movies all the time when I was a kid, so I would just see that poster every time I went to the theater when I was a kid, and I was like freaked out and mortified.
I like how in the chat, man, my boy Peter Parker says arachnophobia bite off is a ripoff. Haha, very good there, sir. This fucking movie just scared me. Man, Arachnophobia with Jeff Daniels and John Goodman and I forgot who else is in the fucking movie. I'm just trying to name out people that are fucking showing on screen. But this movie was so fucking good. It shit scared the shit out of me. There's like little baby spiders coming out of the sink and everything.
That makes me so uncomfortable, man. Like I'm not afraid of spiders like as I was as a kid, but it's still uncomfortable to see them. Like as soon as you see them, you're just like, oh god.
And dude,
like, I did not like that.
I gotta tell you too, this fucking movie, the Arachnophobia movie, and I won't show anything else because honestly, the spider shit legitimately is fucking terrifying. I'm not joking.
It seems like they're using actual spiders in some scenes.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, there's parts. Okay, like you know how you hate jump scares in movies and whatnot, where they kind of like startle you, jump at the screen.
Sure.
This movie shows the spider coming up towards you, jumps, no cuts by the way, it just jumps, and I'm like, oh shit, you did a jump scare, but built the jump scare. Like, it wasn't even like it just comes out of you and you don't see it coming. You see it coming and it's still fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah, bug movies are a great way to get people. I don't know, especially not more of them. I guess because it's really hard to actually do like without CG or practically. But bugs will make everyone uncomfortable. I don't think there's anyone that'll hear bugs and go, "Oh man, that's a great sound." Like you're kind of gonna be uncomfortable no matter what, just to lesser degrees.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm getting off into a tangent over here and everything, but we'll just do this really quick. But there's even a part from this movie Creepshow done by George Romero. And it's the cockroach scene. Everyone knows about the cockroach scene, and this fucking thing is rough. Like, this dude is infected with these cockroaches, and these are real life cockroaches, you can see. And yeah, dude, like they start coming out of his fucking like fingertips and his body, his mouth, and everything. And they're just ripping through his whole fucking skin. I love this shit. Like I love scary movies sometimes.
Sound like you got a hard on right now. I love the shit, bro.
Like, oh fuck yeah,
or,
man.
RE7, like when you get to it, the second part of the game is there's a woman and her gimmick is to make bugs, and the entire sequence when you're going through the level and dealing with that shit, you're constantly hearing flies and shit crawling. Like I was legitimately uncomfortable playing the game. And when you finally get a flamethrower, it's the most satisfying feeling on earth when you're just lighting everything on fire.
Yeah, dude, I love this shit. Like I said, man, like I love bug movies and whatnot. I mean, they really creep me out. Cedric saying like, "Do these bug you?" Like, it's fucking great. Love it.
Boo!
Oh, fuck you, Cedric.
Boo! You're out.
In the YouTube chat, Aubrey James is saying The Fly. The Fly was great with Jeff Goldblum. That fucking movie was fucked up. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Nah, man. Like, to me, the top bug scene will always be Arachnophobia, where he goes to save his daughter, and the spiders have already taken. I think it was the basement of the house, and they're all just crawling around. They're all dropping from webs and shit. He's got to walk around like 1,000 of these different spiders to get to his daughter on the end of the room.
Yeah.
And I just thought that fucking creeped me out the most because it was like these little obstacles that if you touch them, they were like extremely poisonous, so they bite you once you were dead. And they would just swarm you and wrap you around a cocoon. It was some fucked up shit.
Yeah, it really
God
was.
damn,
man.
let's move the fuck on.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. No, man. So that's the thing.
Hey, what's on your wall right now? I'm just crawling in the background right there.
Man, don't even fucking joke, because a couple last week, I don't know if I was on webcam or no, I was hanging with a buddy of mine. Big ass spider just comes out there, goes to my closet, and just disappears. Like, it just goes away. I'm
Wait,
like,
so you
oh
never
shit, now I
found
gotta tear. Okay, so I spent like 15 minutes trying to find it, and to this day, I don't know what the fuck happened. But I rearranged my room a little bit, and the spider just crawled the fuck out, went into one of the vents. So I just taped that fucking thing up.
No, you got.
I don't know where the fuck it is.
It's gonna lay
I
eggs.
couldn't
You're
kill it. It was
fucked.
too fast.
That's gonna get fucked in legs.
No, it probably already got fucked. Why is it chilling?
Good. I hope the heat went on and that fucking thing died.
Man, I still remember that time Allie was on a live stream and that spider was crawling in her background. And she freaked out. You don't remember that shit, girl?
Wait, a live stream?
Yeah, it was during a live stream. You had a spider or a bug, something crawling in your background. We're like, Allie, what's that in the background? Oh my god!
Oh, I
I
actually
don't remember that.
I think it was in
I
the
remember
regular
the one
call.
where it was in her bathroom. She's in the bathroom one time doing
yeah.
something, and there was a bug going on, and it was like Rocky 4, man. Hearing the fucking background.
She's like, I will break you, you fucking thing.
I remember at one point dishes started breaking.
Oh man, I could have sworn
We
she
haven't
fell in the
been-
fucking tub like that Dawn of the Dead scene where she's trying to like escape the fucking.
Man, I held up that vacuum cleaner like a flamethrower in Alien.
I thought you said you held that shit
I
like
was
Corey Coleman.
very like determined that I was gonna get this freaking bug.
I thought she was
Took her
gonna say like
15
I held that
minutes, but she
vacuum
got it.
cleaner like Mrs. Doubtfire, and I just started cleaning like a motherfucker, guys. You don't even understand. No, I'm
Long
sorry.
story short, she got it. took her 15 minutes, but she got it.
Yeah, no. Somewhere that fucking bug's inside of her vacuum cleaner, just chilling, just hearing this whole story. Like, bitch, I'll get you.
You got like little two sticks cooked out shit, just trying to stay warm inside the bag.
But really quick though, we talked about this in the beginning of the show and everything. I know people started discussing this.
Someone get out here! I'm gonna kill that bitch.
Plotting fucking.
It looks like she's giving like respect to it, like a moment of silence for my spiders. Konnichiwa.
All the with the same vacuum cleaner.
No, but one thing I want to bring up. The
Don't
Halloween-
you ever open that bag? It's gonna be a colony that just comes running out.
Spider webs all up in the shit.
I'm sure they'll be dead by that point. How much air is in a
Nah,
vacuum
the
cleaner?
strongest survive, man. Cannibalism, man. It's a bitch.
No, but I thought about the air. How much air is in a fucking vacuum cleaner?
I mean, it sucks in a lot of air, so I don't know.
Dude, that's a good fucking question. Can you survive in a fucking vacuum bag?
Probably not. Eventually, you'd run out of air.
I don't think so. Anyways, either way, people, we're gonna move on from this shit because I want to ask Ganja a question. You remember Halloween Resurrection? You remember this whole fucking
Yes,
thing?
I
And
do.
Halloween is doing a situation where apparently Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be coming back for the Halloween like redo.
How?
Whatever the fuck. I don't know, and I'm hoping
She's been Michael Myers the whole time.
that would be. Ooh, that pissed me the fuck
That would
off.
be retarded.
Exactly. I was thinking the dumbest thing I could think of.
That'd
Yeah.
be very retarded.
It would be very retarded. But here's the thing, though. Like, I don't want to like insult the fucking movie because it hasn't come out yet and everything, so we don't know yet. But I'm just wondering, like, do you feel like she's gonna be playing the same character? Because people are assuming she's gonna be Laurie Strode, but the character's gone, right?
Well, from what I hear, like from what's going on right now from the articles that I read on Facebook and the ones that Gary's been posting, it seems like she's coming back as Laura, which confuses the fuck out of me because in Resurrection, that was the whole big point was she finally ended off that whole character arc, so Michael Myers could go kill random people finally.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're just gonna do that shit where it's like retconning, like what they want to do with the Alien series, and just cut off the ones that came afterwards as just like untold stories of Michael Myers or some bullshit. But like, I kind of like the idea to a certain extent because they never really finished off Dolores' character story properly. Like they just put us in a house and had her get chased at the end of the movie and die, but they never really settled the final like family aspect that they had between the two of them.
Like, you never knew why he was chasing her so much, except for the sixth one where apparently they had some, like, off storyline where he's part of some kind of fucking cult or something, some ridiculous fucking angle. And I really hated that shit. I thought the shit was dumb as shit. But now I'm just wondering, like, okay, so there has to be a really good reason why she's coming back, because honestly, like, this is one of the better deaths I've seen in a horror movie. Like, basically she's being chased around this hospital, and she's like, oh my god, he's gonna get me, and then it turns into, like, she's like Sarah Connor. Like, she knew this motherfucker was gonna come after her, and she had trap laid out for him, and at the last minute, she wanted to see his face just one last time, and he's killed her, I just that shit really affected me. It was the beginning of that movie, and it made the movie seem like, oh shit, this is gonna be good. They killed her off.
And then you saw Busta Rhymes do karate at the last 30 minutes.
You seen Busta Rhymes do everything. That movie was basically.
Wait, what?
Busta Rhymes.
There's a choreographed fight scene halfway through this fucking movie?
Yes.
Choreography in the sense like dudes punch and kick each other.
Yeah, it's bad. And the thing is, like, in the beginning of the movie too, like, Busta Rhymes is watching some fucking Jackie Chan, or not Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee movie or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And apparently, because he watches Bruce Lee, apparently that's enough to learn kung fu and fucking karate. Like,
Alan, you're gonna love this premise. See, the reason that the Michael Myers had to kill all these people in this one was because this TV company, right? They went into the Michael Myers house because there's a legend around it, and so they set up a TV show with a video game series. Listen, so they can get contestants onto the show, so they can get more people to watch the series that they got produced. So it's all one giant Big Brother game show bullshit.
Yeah, basically like those shows like Ghost Hunters or fucking yeah, it's basically like a show like it's like a reality TV show in a movie. Like it's so fucking stupid. And
some points you don't actually get the camera, the actual movie camera. You get like these TV angles that are like Big Brother cuts, and you just watch people get stabbed from a far distance.
Yeah.
So they did a reality show based on you getting murdered?
Yes.
Yep. Pretty much. Meanwhile, the people who are
that's
watching
not the dumbest
this,
thing I've ever heard.
God damn it!
I said not the dumbest. I didn't say it was smart. I said it's not the dumbest thing I've ever
Hey
heard.
man, between me and you, I always thought those kids were getting killed in Hidden Temple.
But the thing but the thing that really annoyed me about this movie too is that it did that situation where, because it's dated, it's way back in the day. And I guess even the movie, they could do something like, oh, this takes place in the future where the cameras are all really good quality. No, they use what the cameras would realistically be at the time. There's like some awful Sega CD ass fucking camera angles, man. Like the shit is running at like fucking 5 frames per second. So when you see someone kill somebody, you see Michael Myers come up behind someone, ready to stab him, and then click, and he's already stabbed and fucking moving on. You don't even see the death scenes.
My question is, how are they? Okay, so this whole thing is about like they're getting a bunch of random people just to die in this thing so they can film it. Why is Michael Myers there?
No, because they weren't really supposed to die. It was a TV show, and they had a fake Michael Myers. Then they make a point to have the real Michael Myers meet the fake one, so they could do this real dumb skit where they get confused.
The Busta Rhymes is literally looking at him going, "Hey, motherfucker, I'm gonna be Michael Myers. You're not Michael Myers. I'm Michael Myers."
Oh, no wonder they're retconning this BS. They want to make everyone forget about that stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's almost as dumb as what they made the robotic Jason in Jason X.
Like,
Hey,
honestly,
that was cool though.
But I will say, like, when I defend Alien Covenant or any of those movies where Michael Fassbender fucks himself, like, it's like one of those things where it's like, I'd much rather see Busta Rhymes tell himself off, or Michael Myers tell himself off, than see Michael Fassbender do that shit in the Alien movies.
That's not better. That's actually worse.
He'd rather Michael Myers tell himself off than watch Michael Fassbender get off on himself.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I mean,
That's
it was bad.
worse, man. Because like Michael Fassbender's not a fucking iconic horror movie villain.
True, but it's a iconic horror movie franchise, and this at this point with Halloween, man, you knew that shit was not going to be all that great. Like I mean, dude, he's having kung fu. Like, I mean, I know you guys can't really see this; it's all dark and everything, but he's like.
Man, I thought for a second there you said kung fu.
Oh,
no.
this looks fucking awful.
It's all dark. It's so dimly lit, and then there's a part where he sets his ass on fire, and I'm telling you, like, this shit. Let me see really quick.
Oh yeah, that's how they get rid of the Michael Myers house, by setting Michael Myers on fire.
Okay, that's my problem with horror movies. Is horror movies always the start's always kind of like to some degree. Like the movies are always kind of set to some degree in realism. Like it feels like it's an actual just serial killer. But then they make like 15 of these, so they just make them supernatural beings.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It gets ridiculous because the character was cool in the beginning. You didn't fucking. He had a car, like we said earlier. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
He stalked women. And he was just like kind of just a fucking weirdo. And then he turned him into Jason. I'm just like, dude, you fucked the whole thing up. So like when you have this whole Jamie Lee Curtis thing, it's bad enough that we got Michael Myers, being this supernatural. Now fucking Jamie Lee Curtis can get killed and come back. Like, what the fuck is
Right.
going on here?
Get killed again. Fuck it.
Didn't she? Yeah, didn't she get killed twice or something?
Yeah, I think she. No, actually, she did get killed once, but she killed Michael Myers twice. She actually chopped the dude's fucking head off.
Yeah.
in
Oh my god, that bullshit when they run on that.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? Halloween 4 or 5, where they literally start off the next movie with a scene going, the cops opening the mask off, and
There's
it's
another
the
cop.
security guard from the earlier film, and just forgets the whole point that this dude was chasing Jamie Lee Curtis like he was trying to kill her. Like, the fuck? That don't make no goddamn sense.
How many Halloween movies are there?
9.
Oh, boy.
9 plus 3.
9.
I think there's more Halloween movies than there are Friday 13th.
At this point, no, even because Jason X was like and then the remake, so 11. They're just one more movie away from tying it up.
Yeah.
But oh man, it was dude. I'm telling you, Alan, the shit was fucking stupid. And the H2O
God
was
damn
such a
it.
great movie. But like,
Horror movies, man. I used to stay away from that shit as a kid just because they scared me. But man, I'm glad to stay away from that bullshit. I don't think I could deal with 9 movies of crap.
yeah, and like this whole fucking thing here, dude. Like I don't know what they want to do with this. I really fucking love Jamie Lee Curtis a lot, dude. Like she was one of my first crushes. I fucking love this chick. I love her acting. She's a scream queen. She beat the fuck out of Michael Myers.
Did her breast get bigger?
I mean, I don't know.
Nah.
I was looking at
60's a little bit late to get your tits done, but all right.
Ah man, no,
Hey,
she's
it's
still
never too
beautiful,
late.
man. I
Yeah,
don't
she's
give a
always
fuck.
had a nice shape.
No, but she's like beautiful though. Like man, it's like Jamie fucking Curtis.
Man, Freaky Friday ruined her for me. I can't stop seeing
Man,
it.
seriously, yeah, because you know what's so funny is like I watched Freaky Friday first, and then afterwards I saw True Lies, and I
Oh.
was like,
Freaky
whoa.
Friday wasn't too bad actually. This was a cute little fucking movie.
No, that
Yeah,
movie
she
was
was
awful.
a mom in there. Like it's just
Yeah.
But they fucking show Jamie Lee Curtis, god damn it! Like I'm trying to fucking steal.
Well,
me.
she's
They
not the star of
weren't
the movie.
using Jamie Lee Curtis to sell the film. They were using Lohan.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Lohan was the biggest. This was back when she was like a crazy star, and now she's just a crazy person.
She's not a crazy star anymore. She's a crazy. Oh fuck! I had a joke.
You
That
just
shit
tried to repeat my joke and fucked it up.
Man,
Well-
I would love to have Lizzie Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis side by side right now, like what they look like right now. And see who
Jamie
actually
Lee
looks
Curtis.
older or who looks younger.
younger.
You know what's funny? I just like how when Alan fucking got mad at me too. By the way, he was just like, "Motherfucker, you take my joke? Give me that shit back!" Like this dude looks.
That's
pissed
what you
off.
think. That's the only thing of mad you could get was just some guy kind of looking cross-eyed.
Nah, actually, pretty much. But no, man. Like I said, though, this fucking movie, Freaky Friday. I mean, this was a blemish in Jamie Lee Curtis's fucking like repertoire.
Oh, I like the movie.
I mean, I
Nah, I
don't know.
didn't.
Most people don't. I like it too, but most
To
people
be
don't.
fair, I haven't watched it in years, so
Yeah.
I
But I
might
mean,
feel.
I just feel like if she was a little bit embarrassed by this, which I don't think she is. I don't think she hates that she was in this movie. But if she does, that shit's gonna change after she's on that fucking Michael Myers movie. Because I feel like the next Halloween movie, especially without Rob Zombie,
Ugh.
because I mean, is John Carpenter? Like, I don't know if John Carpenter's back on it or not. But like, I'm just saying, like, no one gives a fuck about Halloween anymore, dude. It's gonna fucking fail. And-
You say that, and I'm the first person to ever scream. No one gives a fuck about certain properties. But if there's 9 Halloween movies, there's enough of a fan base that'll still make this successful.
Yeah, no, I guess you're right, man. I mean, we'll see what happens with that shit. But people, I actually sent out a couple of links. I don't see anybody coming into the call. So if you guys, you know,
Julian's having a
Honestly, I think Hangouts is fucking up because I've checked my mic and I've not actually unplugged my mic this whole time. It's just for some reason dropping out of Hangouts.
yeah, well, I guess it's just gonna be us. I mean, if you guys want to come to the call, like I said, this whole thing is about bringing you guys on here to talk to us about certain things. So,
You know what, Nick? I think it's time that we all hold hands and form Captain Planet. It's time to show them our true power.
oh,
Captain
fuck
Planet.
that
You can go to
shit.
hell.
Last time,
I
bro,
got
Captain-
dibs on Earth.
Damn, what an asshole. Gotta
Nah,
leave you with
nah, fuck
Saturn, you fuck.
Hey, Captain
That's-
Planet,
that-
man.
That's the Sailor Moon Scouts, Nick. But okay.
Oh fuck.
And I'm Sailor Jupiter, bitch.
Anyway, you fucking asshole. Here's the thing. Speaking of movies, man, and like I said, very, very horror-based show today. I'm gonna bring this up really quick because I'm actually kind of curious what you guys think about this. If Screen Rant will actually let me see this fucking thing. Okay, here we go. Da-da-da-da. Mother has a worst possible F on Cinema Score. Now, you know, Double Toast just put this
You
up.
don't like it?
Yeah, I guess people don't like it, which is surprising because it's kind of like half and half. People love the fucking thing, and then some people can't stand it, and I don't understand.
Ruthless.
Ruthless in the chat. Hello, sir. How you doing?
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, how you doing? Guy, he has such a nice voice. You should do like some kind of R&B fucking thing. Like,
I still think he should go work for NPR, man. He have the great voice for it.
no shit. How about sports? Like, and then he threw the ball, and then the other guy caught it. So,
Or you know,
that'd be golf.
the radio host at like 12 a.m. and it's like, and this is smooth jazz.
smooth jazz.
Y'all know I used to have a radio show, right?
That makes so much fucking
I
sense.
can believe it.
This is Ruthless Love at midnight with your fine calls and your fine ladies.
Yeah.
Call me up so y'all get that smooth jam into y'all
You
ear.
hear the ladies with their relationship troubles, like, I can't get my man.
That would be great too. Like,
Ruthless be real too. Did you put it in your mouth?
This
No, no,
reminds
it's-
that reminds me of
This is
David
DJ
Bell.
Matt Williams, and tonight we're on the Quiet Storm.
That's-
Yeah,
love that shit.
exactly. That's perfect.
oh my goodness.
I did that for like 3 of my 4 years of high school. We had a radio show.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I was gonna bring up something really quick too with Ali bringing that up because you guys ever listen to Dr. Drew?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Drew what? I
Dr.
don't-
Drew. He's like this dude who gives like love advice or sex advice and everything. And it's kind of funny because I would listen to smooth jazz at night, and my mom told me to stop listening to it. And I was like, why? Like these songs get like really whatever the fuck. At the end of the night, this fucking dude would come on, and there would be some questions like, my boyfriend like nutted in my eye, and like, am I gonna get sick? Am I gonna lose my eyeballs?
Oh, I definitely know what the
Yeah.
fuck you're talking about then.
Yeah, it's like some fucked up shit. Like as a kid, listening to that dude, like I was like, oh god, I'm not getting involved in sex. Like this is fucked up.
So Nick is afraid of sex because of Dr. Drew. We
I'm
got
just
it.
saying
I
he
think
fucked it
no,
up.
he's afraid of sex because he doesn't want to nut his own eye.
I know. I want to be able to see Ruthless. All right, god damn it.
He don't want to walk around with a pirate and shit.
The key is to not aim at your face. Like, what do you mean?
Sometimes I can't help it.
It's like every Rocco, it follows me.
Where is this going?
You know what sucks? It's
It's leading to your cream pie, Alan. It's leading to your cream pie.
Oh,
Fuck off.
Oh, put a chair on top of that bitch.
Oh, that was amazing. Man, hey, that was ruthless.
Ooh.
Why'd you have to ruin a good moment like that?
I'm sorry. Anyways, apparently my joke got the worst possible F on cinema score, y'all. But the thing is, fuck you, Alan. God damn it, looking at me like, oh yeah, of course, dickhead.
Hey, you helped me out, man. You killed the mood.
Thank you very much. No, man, by the way, too, Screen Rant, y'all gotta stop doing this. If I'm gonna do a show and have this shit open for a while, like obviously, like I can't be waiting 30 seconds every time you want to show me the fucking thing. Okay? Can you help me out there, buddy?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, guys, you gotta really read this really, really
Computer
fast.
just crashed.
No, man. So, anyways, I'm looking at this fucking thing, and I'm not gonna like scroll through too much of this shit because, like I said too, like they might, spoil the fucking thing. Apparently, spoilers are a big thing, so I can't do that. But I'm just curious because, okay, like one thing I will say out there, I think people should know this. I don't think this counts as a spoiler, but apparently it's biblical. There's a lot of metaphors in the fucking thing, right?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, like basically like Michelle Pfeiffer and Ed Harris's characters are basically like Adam and Eve and the whole fucking thing, whatever the crap may be. Yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, like, do you guys feel like certain reviews kind of ruin what you think of a movie before it comes out, though? Because for me, if I didn't have Double Toast's review and I just read this thing, I'd be like, oh, of course, Darren Aronofsky, whatever his fucking name is.
Aronofsky.
Aronofsky.
You got close.
Okay, it's a weird fucking name. But, like, reading this particular topic, I would have been like, I'm not watching this fucking movie. What the fuck happened there?
No, I 100% agree with you. That's one of my things of why I kind of even stay away from trailers for the most part, or even like when people are talking about the movie, I'll just, take my headset off and go, because I don't want to hear anything about the movie. You liked it, you hated it, your interpretation of it, because it's like, I want to go into something fresh. I don't want to have a situation in which, like, if someone's like, oh man, this is the greatest movie I ever see, I now have an expectation that this movie is going to be great. And it's just like, well, it wasn't as good as you made it out to be. I still probably would have liked it, but it's like I would have liked it better if I didn't actually have any, preconceived notions of the movie.
Exactly. And I feel like that too. And like the Double Toast thing really helped me out with just like not thinking that this fucking movie was going to be bad, because hearing Corey talk about it versus hearing what Martin would say about it, I was like, I gotta see it just to know whose side am I on. You know what I mean? Like it kind of helped me in a sense.
Right.
But like Ganja, I'm gonna ask you, like, how do you feel when you hear movies are bad, badly reviewed? Does it change your opinion on them?
It depends. Like, I won't go off of one guy's review or even two people's, but like, if every person that I trust with movies is coming back saying, "Yeah, that movie sucks, the action's bad, the direction's bad, or the score is bad," if I trust you when it comes to movies, like, for example, Allie, Ruthless, Alan, if you guys told me that a movie sucks, I am more likely less not gonna go see the film because I know I'm gonna be wasting my time, especially that you guys know me personally, and if the movie would entertain me to some degree, you guys would tell me.
Yeah, and I feel that way too. Allie, how about you? Do you feel yourself changing your opinion because of certain ratings and whatnot on the internet?
Definitely. Yeah. Like what Ganja said, I mainly pay attention to the critics, but the critics that I find myself agreeing with a lot of times because they tend to have a very similar like mindset. And if I'm going to like a movie, so if like they say it's bad, then I'm going to be like, okay, if I really want to see a movie, I'm going to go still see it, even though I hear it's kind of like iffy. But my expectations will definitely be lower. But a lot of times, if unanimously, every reviewer, and even my friends saying, "Oh yeah, this movie's terrible," or "It's not good," or whatever, then yeah, I'm not even gonna waste my money.
Yeah, and I know Adrian was talking about the movie too and everything. She was like, "Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this movie is." Like, she saw the movie and she was like, "I'm confused as shit." And then as she thought about it more, like, I guess the value of the movie could start to go up because she's like reading what other people are saying, the metaphors, kind of like a cheat sheet type of list. But some movies I think need that cheat sheet. Sometimes you need something kind of explained to you to understand like what you actually saw was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean like half and half. Like, I feel if you didn't get it personally and you have to have someone explain it to you, then the movie didn't do its job.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't as easy to comprehend. Like, some people might get it, some might not, but I just feel like personally to me.
Yeah, I know.
I got Inception, y'all. Okay, like, I don't know about you, but
I didn't
got
get that
Inception
shit.
the first time
Inception's
I saw
a great movie, man.
I didn't get it the first time.
Well, good
yeah,
for you.
beyond.
All
Not
right?
that again. You get as much as you need to. It's when you rewatch it, you pick up the other things.
Oh yeah, like the whole point of this movie is for this dude to get his daughter back, but we don't know if he does because the top thing keeps spinning.
Bullshit! One of your movies done did a remake, and you don't even know if they fucking live at the end of the fucking movie. So go fuck yourself,
Yeah,
buddy.
but guess what? The whole point of the movie is just them trying to survive. If we get to the end, if they don't survive, they don't. If they do, it don't fucking matter. Whereas this whole movie is built up. My character's motivation is to go get my daughter back. The only reason I'm going to this motherfucker's dreams get my daughter back. But nah, motherfuckers that love Christopher Nolan, just let that top keep spinning.
No, because again, the whole point of the movie, yes, is to try to get back home. And then when the actual ending happens,
the point.
You guys continue because I'm gonna pull up this trailer.
Yeah, keep going.
It's not Christopher Nolan's homing down, bitch.
okay, bull.
His daughter goes to get home. It's for him to get his daughter.
Whatever. My point is by the time he gets to the end of the movie, he realizes it doesn't matter if this is real or not. This is what he wants. So to him, the character and the audience, like, okay, it doesn't matter. This is where I'm at right now.
And this is where I'm at. Fuck this.
But he
movie.
completed the goal, and in a situation where you don't know if the main character made it or didn't.
And Allie's like, out of harm's way.
I love the movies. Like, you can't change my mind.
Yeah, and again, that's like the plot. If you take the actual like the use of practical effects in this movie, the actual staging, the lengths they go to make this like one of the most interesting creative movies I've ever seen. Like, I fucking love the shit out of this.
The music alone.
Oh, great. And just the character development to have with all these people here is great. Like, I fucking love this movie, and despite Ganja hating it,
I mean,
go ahead, call me Christopher Nolan fanboy, and let's talk about Dunkirk for 5
At this
minutes.
point, you're just his whore.
Oh yeah, because I love Dunkirk. I'm like the only person here that probably didn't like it.
Here's the thing, man. Like,
Fuck you.
The thing that I didn't like about Inception is certain things I didn't like about Doctor Strange as well. I'm sorry, I know everyone loves Cargill and everything and shit like that.
I enjoyed Doctor Strange for the most part. There are problems, but it's a good movie.
But that's the thing, like, that movie was talked so good about, and it reminded me every time they brought up something like, ooh, like these characters, and then like the world, and it's so like just realistic looking, and the way they do all these weird like artistic camera angles and spinning the fucking world around the whole goddamn thing. Same shit with Doctor Strange, and in my opinion, it was like if someone gave Michael Bay some kind of like Ritalin or something. It was like, still do your weird like action shit, but don't have no fires or explosions.
Oh, here, drop acid too. 15 minutes into
Yeah,
the
well,
movie.
okay, the thing is like, yes, obviously you can compare Doctor Strange directly to fucking Inception. But the thing what I liked about Inception over Doctor Strange is, and I know they couldn't have done this in Doctor Strange, is most of all the effects in Inception are practical. That hotel fight scene is a practical effect. You can go to the behind the scenes, and they straight up built the hallway with a fucking like circular tube to spin that shit. Like they said it's similar to the technology used in 2001: A Space Odyssey. But with Inception, a lot of this stuff is practical, and to me, it's like that really does stand out. And Doctor Strange, it's interesting, but it all feels really kind of random without any set rules of things just happen for reasons. And it's interesting to watch, but there's no really ground of. It's not really set in any sort of reality.
Yeah, I mean, like I
It doesn't make it bad. It just that's to me the real difference.
Exactly. I mean, and it's not even like it's good or bad. It's just it is different, and maybe that's refreshing to you. Where it's like, you know what, dude, you can have your opinion, Contra, but it's like it's just something different. I need something different. Like Christopher Nolan does different things. Like with Dunkirk, that seems a little bit of the same, honestly. But with like Dark Knight and Batman Begins, I didn't like Batman Begins, but it was different. I got to give points for that. Dark Knight, I loved because it was so different and kind of good too.
Dunkirk's really different. It's a warm.
I agree that Dark Knight is different because there are a lot of stuff that he nitpicked out of the Batman ethos that were great already, and he just made it to where it fit perfectly into his story and had great actors acted out, so it fit perfectly within his universe. Because there's a lot of stuff, if you actually look through the history of the Dark Knight, Nick, that are direct reference to things that have happened throughout the comic book history of Batman.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean,
Interesting.
It makes sense. I mean, they had to do that to a certain extent because obviously.
Yeah, but it's like you talk about like something on the nose where it's like in Age of Ultron where they mention Wakanda. That's straight up telling the audience we're not connecting it. What Gon just talked about is stuff that you wouldn't know unless it's almost like it's not Easter eggs per se, but it's like he took stuff deep in there that you wouldn't know unless you're a super like hardcore Batman fan. But he did it to make it feel within there. So if you looked into it, it's like, oh, this actually happened.
Right.
Yeah, no, and I mean, look, I totally understand where you're coming from, both of you guys. I mean, even Allie too, in the sense that she likes it. I don't like it at all. I fucking hate the beginning of that movie so goddamn much. Blah, poo poo, caca, farts. But I mean, just the way I feel about it. But Ruthless, I'm gonna ask you really quick while I'm being immature as shit. What do you feel about like when you watch movie reviews and ratings and whatnot online? Do they change your opinion before you watch a movie that just came out or anything, or nah?
It really does come down to the reviewer. There are a few reviewers that I look to because I know they have a similar viewpoint on films as I do. So if I'm really wanting to go see something, but haven't decided whether or not I'm going to go see it like opening weekend or wait till later, then I look to them first. Double Toasted a lot of time is like that for me. But there are other reviewers that I'm not necessarily just looking to see, whether or not I'm going to agree with them about the film, but just what they thought of it, because I'm probably not going to go see it. So that's when you get into folks like, Jeremy Johns. That's when you get into some of the other like small time reviewer friends of mine that are out there. Shout out to all of them. I'm not going to detail them on MCA tonight, but that's when I get into like their kind of stuff, because I'm not necessarily looking to see this movie, and I know you saw the movie, so I want to see what your opinion is, because I want to see, is it something I'm going to pick up later, or is someone just going to leave it alone? And that's really what it comes down to me for. Like, and then there's some that are just entertainment value. Sometimes I just want to see somebody destroy a horrible movie, and I love watching it sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, if I don't give a shit about the movie, I'll watch every review ever. Hell, I think for X-Men, was it Evolution? Was it Apocalypse? What was the most recent? Was it Evolution?
Apocalypse.
Yeah. I'm confusing that with the video game. I went and I think I watched every review from every person that I know, and I still watched the movie because I'm just like, I wonder if it's as bad as they say it is. Oh man, it is worse because it is boring as fuck. So sometimes if you want the entertainment factor of a movie you hate being destroyed by people, it's like, oh man, you see, I'm not the only one that hates this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And this is something that you might be saying about a movie in the future here. I was actually kind of nervous about bringing this up because sometimes people, especially when it comes to this particular property, everyone goes, fuck you, and the whole goddamn thing happens. And by the way, to the YouTube chat, Max is saying Inception is overrated. That's more reasons for Alan.
That's my boy.
Man, Max says that about anything that I like.
That's
If I hate something, he goes
right there. That is my boy.
Fuck you. He's like, he's taking after his father. He's just instigating violence. Because every time I say I like something, he says it's overrated. No. Every time I say I like something, he says it's overrated. Every time I hate something, he goes, why do you hate everything?
Maybe you just like overrated shit, Alan.
Maybe he just likes talking shit. How about that?
Max, you're going to be in trouble, boy.
Fucking little Ragnarok.
Why are you trying to get Uncle Alan and Uncle Concha fighting?
because it's fun.
He's like, that's why I love when we barbecue. This is great.
I wait till they 4 drinks in, and then I tell them to fuck each other.
God damn it.
Matt's gonna write that shit. I can imagine like reading his journal like in his voice, like today Uncle Ganja and Out Birdman they fought each other.
I told Uncle Ganja that Uncle Birdman told me in session the best movie ever, and they went through hands.
And then I searched up what Queen Pie meant, and I saw Walker Lee played with.
We're going to hell, folks.
Oh, Max, I'm so sorry for making fun of you. You're a great guy. Looney Tunes. But here's the thing, though. Sorry, Alan. You're a great guy. Cream pie. But
Gotta help.
J.J.
He's
Abrams.
nicely delicious.
J. Abrams.
Fuck you.
Nick, don't die on us. Don't die on us, Nick. We gotta go to the story. Don't die.
J.J. Abrams replaced Colin Trevorrow as what Corey would say, Trevorrow.
Trevorrow.
Corey Coleman called him Trevorrow.
I'll call him Trevorrow.
Fuck it, Trevor.
Trevorrow?
I'm not adding the extra 4 letters. Just call him Trevor. Fuck it.
Trevorrow.
No, J.J. Abrams replaced Colin Trevorrow as director of Star Wars Episode 9. Now, I am in favor of this. People are not.
Like we didn't see this coming.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
it's one of those things where it's like, okay, me and Ganja actually had a discussion about this beforehand, and it's just like, to me, Ganja brought up some points, and I can't disagree with it because he brought up facts. But it's one of those things I don't really get because, like, the movie came out, Force Awakens, and people had their issues with saying it's very similar to A New Hope. But everyone, for the most part, unanimously loved it, and it's like everyone just forgot that they loved it, and now we're talking shit about Abrams in the movie, and it's like, why you're hating on this? As soon as I heard this, I was like, I was glad because I was kind of saddened that J.J. Abrams wasn't just doing all 3 movies. Because again, Christopher Nolan, and then number 2 is J.J. Abrams. Like J.J. Abrams is one of my favorite directors for both movies and television. So it's just like, I'm glad he's coming back.
So I have something to argue with that. So let's not forget 2009 Star Trek, which was awesome. I think most people really loved it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
And then Into Darkness happened.
Okay.
And that's why people don't favor him to do a sequel, because he just ends up copying what someone else did in the franchise beforehand.
And before we actually move on really quick, I'm going to stay on that because that's something that I don't hear enough about. No one wants to talk about this either. But, Allie, I don't know if you watched it or cared about it or whatever, but like Star Trek Into Darkness, what'd you feel about this movie? Why do you feel people don't like this? I mean, is it just because he copied off something? Because he kind of did that for Force Awakens too, in a way.
Well, here's the thing is, like, Force Awakens had enough new stuff in it that made it still fresh. But Into Darkness was pretty much a blatant ripoff of Wrath of Khan, only in sort of in reverse, where Kirk is the one to die, and Spock's the one that's like, God! It was a lot of the same thing. And then like J.J. Abrams was all like, man, Benedict Cumberbatch totally isn't Khan, totally. No, you guys are crazy. And of course it happened. So like, yeah, that pissed off a lot of people. It's just like, okay, I didn't pay to see Wrath of Khan 2.0. Like, it literally is pretty much the same story with the same characters doing the same things. So, yeah, that's why a lot of people had a problem. It wasn't new enough. Like, it had some great action sequences. Like, he always does amazing sci-fi action. And it was like, when I saw this in IMAX, I was like, dang, this is really pretty. But, like, other than that, it's just Wrath of Khan, and I don't find myself going to like watch it again just because it was just kind of sloppily done. It didn't feel natural. So yeah, that's why I can totally get on board with why everyone's like, no, J.J. Abrams, don't bring him back, because like he is a great person to come in and reboot a series, but like leave it at that. Just let him do the first movie, get everyone back on board, and then let some other director who knows how to make more unique stories and different, points of views tell the story onwards. But bring him back for the last film, I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, everyone keeps joking that he's going to just remake Return of the Jedi, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised. It was very reminiscent of that.
Well, that's the thing.
So,
I actually want that to happen. That's what pisses me off so
you don't
much.
want that to happen.
You like
You
Return
did
of the
not like
Jedi?
Return
No,
of the
Nick
Jedi.
doesn't like Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
That's why he wants it to happen.
Yeah,
because Nick, like, again, not to even just tell him what Nick's opinion is, he's not a huge fan of the Star Wars and enjoyed Force Awakens because it took what was good and improved upon it. See, something I'm saying is like, we're assuming that J.J. Abrams was 100% creative control over what happened in Force Awakens. I'm sure a lot of that was a studio, but you kind of see it's like even though that a lot of it feels like Force Awakens was obviously a $1 billion franchise. They did all that stuff with the studio, but he was able to work within the studio and actually still make a good movie. Unlike situation where we see where the studio completely takes over, like Warner Brothers.
Nah, man, I would agree with you, but this man has history upon history of him repeating the same stuff.
Mhm.
Like, I don't think he's had original thoughts since fucking Lost.
No, okay, come on.
Oh, he
Hold
did
And
it.
even in Lost, he ran out of original
okay.
thoughts.
He did Lost, but he didn't write Lost. He was one of the creative directors. But David Lindelof, the guy that wrote your favorite series, Prometheus and Covenant, that's the guy that wrote Lost.
Yeah.
J.J.
okay.
Abrams was just creative, like the idea behind it. But if you
He
want
still wrote shit.
a good thing that J.J. Abrams did write and direct, go look at Fringe. Fringe is a great
Fringe
fucking
is great.
show with a great
Yeah,
ending.
and like barely anyone saw Fringe.
I was there.
good.
I was there with Alan. Fringe was one of my favorite shows for a while there.
So you could say
but,
Fringe was
it had
on
its
the-
following.
Fringe.
Yeah. Woo!
Ooh.
No, but seriously, I think that Disney would be willing to give more creative control to J.J. Abrams because of the success of Force Awakens, because it made a bunch of money. So they're like, oh yeah, you do whatever you want, JJ. Like, go crazy. Like, they'll of course they'll have a little bit of restriction, but not. I don't think he'll have as much restriction as the first movie. I think they're going to give him much more creative freedom, and that's what worries people.
Now, Ruth, is only and then at the end of this entire discussion, actually, Ganja, people don't give him enough credit for being such a huge fucking Star Wars nerd. So I'm gonna save you for the end, and then maybe you and Alec can like beat the fuck out of each other with lightsabers, whatever the fuck y'all do. But
As long as I get the one of those cheap plastic one you get from like Walgreens or something.
yeah, the shit.
Man, I
Keeps
have a
going back
garage right
inside.
now, but it's a legitimate, like, not like it's one of the fancy ones, the ones that are a lot of money. You got to get from a friend, man. It's fucking awesome.
Jet Jackson in the chat saying, "Whack, boo, Ganja, you motherfucker, that pun." But Ruthless, I'm gonna ask
Oh,
you
fuck you. That pun was great.
But Ruthless, I want to ask you, man, because I know I don't consider you a big Star Wars fan. You tell me if I'm wrong with that assumption, but you talk very, very like intelligent over the series. I don't know if that's because you just hear somebody else, people talking about it and whatnot. But what do you feel about this, man? Do you think J.J. Abrams will be good?
I mean, it's not the worst decision. We could have Luc Besson doing Star Wars, so
We did it.
Yeah.
we all dodged a bullet. So
Man, I want
I'm
time
happy
to
there.
show Star Wars, bro.
Oh god.
It'll-
No.
It'll
I'm
cost
sure
$6 million.
John's somewhere.
It'll just be the room again.
You're chopping my hand off, Lisa.
Tearing me apart, literally, with a lightsaber.
I have to show my
I'm not
ass Disney to
happy
sell
with
this
this
film.
Disaster Star Wars. No, but what you're saying though, Ruthless, because I know you had more to say right there. But yeah, go on.
I'm not necessarily happy with him returning, just because I think that's the problem that Star Wars has always had. You have people going back to things. Even what I've been exposed to of folks who have done things with, well, fuck it. The Star Wars games, Knights of the Republic is probably my favorite game. The folks that did 2 improved on what the first one did, but it's not the same exact group. Same idea with the movies. When you bring back somebody who's already directed one, all you get is them trying to top what they've done before, and it doesn't necessarily work out. We see what happened with George Lucas. We see what happens when you bring in a guy and say, "Hey, he had a decent movie. We're gonna make them the star of it." Rian Johnson, probably the person that should be doing the last movie, but I wouldn't even want him to return to do another one. I would really like to see maybe, I don't know, man, like just some entirely new blood. Ava DuVernay's like final Star Wars movie, like something that we haven't seen before out of a director, and go from there, because I think that's what I think this whole focus on the Skywalkers in the first place has been to the detriment of Star Wars, and I think J.J. Abrams is just going to do another. Hey, we want to make the Skywalker so important that we're gonna bring Princess Leia back from the dead, because she dies in I guess the next one. No, but I'm saying,
Here's
like,
what they're gonna do with that. Are they just gonna kill her in the story, or are they gonna just
they film scenes for her in 8, and I guess they originally had film scenes for her for episode 9, but they're somehow redoing the scenes to make it to where she dies at some point. That's the last I heard, at least.
Okay, like, goddamn, mini rant. I know that they have to because the fucking actor died, but that bothers me that that's a fucking news story.
No, but that's good. Okay, man.
That's respectful. I would not want to see what they did to Grand Moff Tarkin happen, where you've got this like silly CGI version of him that looks dead, so dead behind the eyes. Like it looks good when he's not looking at someone and talking, when he's just standing still.
Yeah.
But imagine, like, you know that they're doing this CGI not because Carrie Fisher's gotten older, but because she's dead. Like she's dead, and you have to see her on screen. That would creep me the fuck out.
No, I get that, but I feel like we should be having this discussion after the fact, not new story, plot.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I think
you know what I mean?
I have a feling they probably plan to kill every single one of the old characters.
Probably.
Like, I have a feeling Lando's going to show up and die. I have a feeling. I have a feeling everybody that you know and liked from the original Star Wars will die at some point in this, and people you didn't like. So I figure kill Princess Leia in a better fashion in the in 8 as opposed to 9. I like that. That's fine with me.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, like I said, I agree with Ruthless in that sense, and it would be kind of weird to have her CGI'd in there. But I'm at the fucking opinion of Carrie Fisher. Like, hey, rest in peace, but that character fucking sucks. Help me, Luke! Oh, I get a gun. I get to shoot a couple of fucking stormtroopers, which, by the way, is not really impressive when they came and fucking shoot you. Like, dude, stormtroopers had to be the worst army in all of cinema ever. Like, the Death Star, they fucking build
they're based on German forces and based on World War I and World War II, and it's just like sometimes it's mixed, you know. That's why they're called stormtroopers, and Gandra will probably call me out on this, but I'm not sure how good their actual aim was in those wars.
Man, they were like the best. I was like calling Team SEAL 6. Like they should be able to hit a target.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their look. Their look was based on the Germans, not their fighting style.
Yeah,
they don't do anything like the Germans like fought in either of those wars.
I wish those Germans fought like stormtroopers. Man, those wars would have been fucking short.
But the thing is, like, what I'm thinking is, what I want to see happen is, I want to see them actually go with the balls on the 9th fucking movie, where like, okay, in Return
you want
of the Jedi,
J.J. Abrams to give you balls?
Right there, just
Man, it's like we're talking about George Lucas here. J.J. Abrams, like, yes, the worst thing we can say about his movies is that he lies and they're kind of similar to other movies. That's the worst thing we can fucking say about his movies.
Exactly.
And people are acting like it's fucking like Zack Snyder or fucking Michael Bay's directing this. Like, come on.
No, J.J. Abrams is very, very good.
All right.
Nah, man.
I'm glad
Into
you brought
Darkness
that
is
out.
bad.
I'm glad you brought that out because Michael Bay, he is a great comparison for J.J. Abrams.
Oh, you go. I will
J.J.
crawl to
Abrams
this computer and
is-
fight you.
Hold on. J.J. Abrams is the Michael Bay of sci-fi. He is just more coherent and has a better sense of story
I'm
direction.
coming to the screen.
That's why we give him a pass.
Yeah,
but if you actually think about it, he's
No.
the Michael Bay of sci-fi.
Lots of explosions.
He can only do big space battles well, Ali.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Well, I mean, Mission Impossible 3 was pretty good, but still.
Explosions?
Yes, true. Explosions.
Apparently, none of y'all have ever watched Cloverfield or watched Fringe's other stuff.
Cloverfield!
Cloverfield's not even
Controller.
directed by him, Alan.
Okay,
Ali.
whatever. Then
Ali,
Fringe.
do you remember what the biggest thing that got you to go see Cloverfield was the giant monster destroying the fuck out of New York City and throwing the head of the Statue of Liberty? That was the selling point for that whole movie.
That was the one big action scene in there. You're
No, it
comparing it to
wasn't.
Michael
You got the action
Bay.
scene inside the subway. You got the action scene towards the end where they nuke it and have the whole battle scene with the military.
Man, you are just pulling
I love
things
that you
right
guys
now.
Yes,
you're
this
just
is
you're
you're
shitting
arguing
on
about
J.J. Abrams
movies.
for no
Yes.
goddamn reason.
He should
Not
pull
even
from
directed by
arguing
J.J.
about
Abrams.
I'm not saying he's a bad director or
Are you
I
sure?
don't like
you compared
him.
to Michael Bay. The only
But
person
he is the Michael Bay of sci-fi,
He's
bro.
not. The only person you compare to Michael Bay is fucking Roland Emmerich because they're the same fucking director.
He's the Michael Bay of natural disaster films.
And
Really, just throw Michael Bay out of everything. That's
Hold
like,
on,
Christopher
Alan,
Nolan. He's the
Alan,
Michael Bay of.
Alan, he's comparing them within their genre, not in general terms of quality. You're getting mad because you think he's calling him Michael Bay's hack level of directing. What he's simply saying is, when it comes to sci-fi, J.J. Abrams, you're going to get explosions and very little depth. That's all he's saying. That's all he's
Man.
saying.
I get that, but that is an unfair fucking like.
But he's not hit you in the balls.
No, because here's the thing, though, man. Like, I'm gonna show this trailer. Look at all these explosions and fucking. Let me go back this way. Like, you see all this crazy shit, boom, flying, all this shit, just like
Lens
Transformers.
flares.
Yeah, because apparently explosions equal Michael Bay. Okay,
No, and
that's
then-
good to know.
Oh no, here's one more thing.
Civil War, it's like the
lens
Russo
flare.
brothers are just Michael Bay, but two of them.
No, but check this shit out. I'm gonna go in and show my cursor. Okay, show my cursor. See that right there, buddy? Yeah, chick in bikini in space. Gotta have that girl out there with her ass and titties out. Like that is a Michael Bay.
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah, because that's how that
ass
works.
and titties, ass titties, ass titties.
Every trailer had her in that in that near
That was
naked
a
outfit.
very
Every trailer.
like,
It was in
random
every
scene,
trailer.
Too. It didn't even feel like coherent in the movie.
Dude,
And I'm not
Ellie, there's
saying
no
that that's
reason
the
to have a
greatest
naked
scene
chick
in the
space
movie,
anyways.
Ellie.
You're talking about a director who spends his entire career doing that versus somebody who did it once or twice.
Dude, it doesn't. No. I'm sure
It
he's
doesn't
doing
matter. Of course, it matters.
Man, remember when they kind of went all up in Daisy Ridley's ass? No, I'm just playing. I'm just
Man, I remember that because Joshua never lets us fucking live it down.
I'm just saying, man. Look, I mean, the shit's right here. Like,
Yeah.
Oh
Michael Bay
man,
doesn't even
let's
do
not
that.
forget about Super 8. I just remembered this.
What happened
What?
to Super 8?
Super 8, like another like.
Is that another
nostalgia?
movie that sucks?
Oh, and lots of explosions.
Yes.
Oh,
That
that's
was a
fucked.
blatant
Man.
Spielberg ripoff.
Damn, I'm sorry, Alan. I don't know enough about the shit to help you, but you are just out at sea without a paddle.
Man,
son.
I can't believe I want to point like that, man. That was great.
That's fucked up.
I just took you down like Conor McGregor, bitch.
Yeah, because so how to be Michael Bay? Have explosions in your movie.
Everybody in
and
the YouTube chat right now.
apparently
This ass whooping.
Chris Jamal Grayson said it best. J.J. Abrams has lens flares, like Michael Bay has explosions.
No, I'm
Yep.
really quick, dude, Ganja. Like, look, it's one of those things. Like, I'm on your side, I'm laughing and everything, but you literally said I got you like Conor McGregor, dude. He lost. Like, you mean you got him like Mayweather?
I got Allen like Conor McGregor.
Oh, okay. I want to say, I was like, wait.
You tried.
I'm
You tried,
implying
Nick.
that I'm Floyd. Thank you, Nick, for fucking up my joke. Even though you're the only one that didn't get it.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Nick tried to date. Nick saw that bus cover me. He tried to help me out. He got hit with me. So
That shit took my hands.
He's like, is this a road?
God damn. Motherfuckers are singing praises of J.J. Abrams when Star Wars came out, and now it's a year later, and everyone's just like,
like I told you in our discussion earlier when we first talked about the story, I liked, New Hope or at Force Awakens because it got to me as a fan. It hit all my nostalgia points, and it was a well-done movie. When I say he's Michael Bay, I'm not saying in terms of quality of actual filmmaking and how he handles actors. I'm talking about how he is in his niche market as a sci-fi director who loves big explosions. And just sticking to nostalgia factor. And that's what he did for me as A New Hope, and that was a great way to start the series. Now, I want to see it expanded. That was the problem with a lot of people have with Force Awakens. Even the people like Porno Chris who were hating on from the beginning, it didn't expand the universe. We went further inwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
God, that was. Did you write that shit down? That was pretty good, actually.
Preach,
God damn.
Right.
Ganja,
I blame the
preach.
lead.
right, and we're blaming Abrams for that, not
Yeah,
Disney,
please.
because Rogue One was totally a new story.
Oh, okay.
100%.
I will-
Didn't Abrams help write the script?
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah,
That's
he
Now,
did.
I would
Yes,
blame
Along with
Disney,
Cousin.
but my problem is
Right?
when you compare all those movies side by side, even like Sense8 and the other movies that Ali talked about that I haven't seen yet, they're all very comparison beat by beat J.J. Abrams films. So even if you can say that all you want, like, oh, this was studio trying to make him force Star Wars, no, that's just J.J. Abrams. And from what I sounds like, when the four studios was forcing them to go that way, that's when a lot of these directors would jump and shit because they have their own sense of direction they want to go with it.
All I gotta say, man, Alan, is just let go, man. Just let Simon Pegg go.
And I wore my Air Jordans today just like I did for Rocket League, bitch.
Oh, shut up. And by the way, don't look at that YouTube chat either, Alan.
Oh, I know.
Just Cream Pie City, bitch.
Uh,
God damn, man.
Oh.
That's awful. I'm sorry about that. This has been a rough weekend for you, sir. But yeah.
And Christopher Nolan's the time we saw movie making as well. I'm just gonna throw that
oh,
out there.
fuck you.
I,
Go
don't,
to,
I personally, I got no facts there. I just want to fuck with Alan.
I swear to God, I gotta wrap my fucking
That
hand
one I
around your
cannot
throat.
get on board with Ganja.
I know.
The one thing though I will say, I'm glad that Colin Trevorrow isn't doing this shit. I'm happy. Like Alan, I'm with you. They beat my ass too. I just didn't say anything because I don't got nothing to fucking argue with. But they beat my ass too. But I don't give a fuck because I want to see. Like, dude, you guys say, oh, it's just like another New Hope. I'm sorry, but New Hope didn't get a reaction from me that Force Awakens did when it starts off and he pulls some Negan shit. Like that was fucking awesome. And then finally showing blood. That dude gets shot on his fucking suit. And I was like, ooh, so the guns are dangerous. Because for 8 fucking movies, I had no idea that the guns are dangerous because it's fucking shooting fruity pebbles
Well,
at each other and no one even gets hit.
The shooting lasers. Okay, that scene is stupid because lasers wouldn't make you bleed.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, it was
shit.
cauterize the room.
to cauterize a wound. That's why you don't see any blood or guts because it's
Science!
like boom.
Okay, but see, that's not the like.
That's what it
You
You know
mostly was.
what?
Yeah.
I gotta say this, George Lucas. You know he kept it all consistent. Whenever
No, he
someone
did
got
not.
shot, he cauterized
there
the
we go.
wound. He did actually.
Wounds cauterized.
There
Hell,
was not- there was the most
Every single
inconsistent.
time someone got shot in like
Nick, we
the
have-
prequels or in episode 4.
Oh, or
Alright,
how
Alex,
episode
Alex,
4 where he wants to fuck this girl, then the next movie they're related, and then the next movie.
No, Nick, you're fighting her at the wrong front right now. Ali, how about in the canteen scene where Obi-Wan cuts off that dude's arm? There's literal blood, and then
Yeah,
for the rest of the series,
I'll give you that one. Okay, prequels though.
Again, what I'm getting at is we have lasers in real life. We use lasers in medical things. Cauterize wounds. You cannot have blood with a fucking lightsaber or any laser weapons. That does not make
Maybe
any
some
sense.
blood shot out, and then it's cauterized. Like, maybe. I don't know. Fuck. Just, dude, it was the one cool part in the fucking movie. Can I please just have that for
It
fuck's
was a
sake?
2-second
you
scene
can't.
that made no sense.
Hey,
And you
man.
might as well have said Wilson.
you know what's another cool part in the movie? When you found out the Earth was actually a transformer.
Okay, fuck.
Oh, I love it.
Fuck you guys so much.
Oh, you mad now, Nick? You mad now?
I'm mad because I don't even
bro.
like that last Transformers fucking movie. That shit was fucking retarded. I hate that fucking movie with a passion. I hate that movie.
Hey, if they gotta hold the L for Star Wars, you gotta hold the L for all Transformers.
Oh, man,
activity.
I'm gonna hold it all L, the all spark L.
Spark out.
Give me the cube, boy.
That's gonna be Alan when he runs up on me in New York.
I'll bring the lightsaber too and shove it up your.
Oh man, I just
Whoa,
realized
whoa.
that kid. I feel bad for the little kid. He broke it.
I know that fucking kid was like, oh,
Actually
His,
not.
fuck.
his force was too strong, man. He broke the toy lightsaber.
That's what happens when you fuck your fifth
He must have
prostitute.
practiced that a lot because he's not fucking up the thing until he hits the fucking couch.
That's true. God, what an asshole couch. Fucking Jesus
In the way of
Christ.
his flow.
That's awesome.
Man, that kid got more moves than me. When he saw I play with lightsaber, I was like,
No, but one thing we're gonna bring up, and we might not even do Flex and Chill tonight. We're probably gonna be ending off soon, whatever the fuck. But I gotta bring this up. Jessica Jones season 2, y'all. It's happening.
Spider-Woman!
Spider-Woman.
I want them to do that just because of the joke for Ganja. Just to fuck with him.
No, here's the thing, y'all. I don't give a shit about this stuff. I didn't get to watch the first season of Jessica Jones, but I'm kind of wondering, do you guys feel like Defenders actually either helped her or ruined, the hype for Jessica Jones season 2? Alan, I'm gonna start with you.
For me, what, Ganja? You want to talk more shit?
No, actually, no. I'm going to do it first so Alan can fucking reply and whoop your ass verbally, because Alan's gonna get his tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Oh no, I was just making a joke, man. I don't actually know too much about the Defenders. Like I was just saying, like I can't wait for her to get her costume. I want to see the Spider-Woman in full gear. Like I want to see that live action. Just go on, Alan.
Actually, because the thing is, like, yeah, I know you haven't watched, first season of Jessica Jones, and to me, I was always lukewarm about it. I enjoy what I enjoy, but I wasn't like in love with it. I was like, this is serviceable to really good. When it's good, and sometimes like, it kind of dragged on a little bit. But in Defenders, I was like, she was like actually my favorite character. She was smart, responsible. She can kick, she was able to kick ass without having to like magically learn kung fu. She was able to help the team out and more than just punching things. And to me, it's like I kind of want to see if they could actually improve that. Like almost every character except for Daredevil, I want to see another season of. And not because I think Daredevil's bad, just I think they're kind of done with Daredevil. You should join other people. But I'm curious to see are they going to continue the upward momentum that Defender started with Jessica Jones, and I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to have another cool villain? Are they going to increase? Are they going to do explain more of her powers? Like I'm really curious what season 2 is going to be like.
No, I'm really curious too. And you're talking about like joining other shows and everything. I was getting really sick of Christy or what's her name, Misty Knight. No, not Misty Knight.
Wait, about her blonde friend?
The Rosario Dawson girl.
Oh yeah.
Claire.
Yeah, they might play a role down in Jessica Jones because she only shows up at Jessica Jones for like 30 minutes. Maybe, and that's because of Luke Cage.
Okay, yeah. So, like, that's the thing. And I was going to show you guys something I was talking about here because this kind of, like, leads up to something I've been wanting to see for a while. But The Punisher, right? Like, The Punisher, a new trailer came out of just people walking around. It was one of those really lame-ass trailers where they don't show you when the fucking release date is, which I'm
teaser.
really hating that gimmick. Yeah, that gimmick is getting fucking old because people are going to start copying that, and then nothing's going to have release dates anymore. It's just like, oh, make sure to check your Netflix. You might have a new show to binge. Like,
Well, no,
that shit's
again,
stupid.
it's a hey, this thing exists. Like people do that a lot.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, I don't know about that stuff, but apparently Karen Page, the girl who dates Daredevil and the whole thing, apparently she's gonna do that court system shit and actually join Punisher. Like she's gonna be like the attorney for him and doing all this kind of stuff on his show. I guess like the synopsis was revealed, and this is actually happening. Now I'm actually really hyped about this shit because, you know, the core thing. Me and you, Alan, have talked about this a lot about Daredevil season 1. We loved that. You know that they did the court.
Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of courtroom scenes and kind of anything. Like as a kid, I used to watch a lot of that stuff just because I was super interested in court law, even police procedurals. And yeah, when I saw in Daredevil in both season 1 and season 2, I'm like, those are my standout favorite moments because they stepped away and developed characters instead of feeling the need to constantly focus on the superhero stuff. Like I like when they do back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I like that too, and I'm really hyped to see Punisher and Karen Page kind of have their little thing where they kind of work within each other and do these, you know, the character. Because I really hate her relationship with Daredevil. It just seems like he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. He has all this shit going on, and she's like, "Yes, I'll do anything to be with you, Mr. Daredevil." Like, this shit's annoying as fuck. I don't like it.
I hate that she still has a relationship with Daredevil. Honestly,
Yeah, no, it fucking doesn't.
They make it like a
after the end of the second season, that should have been over.
No, and let me ask you this, Rufus. Do you feel like Foggy would have been a better, like, not in the sense of, like, the storyline of, like, oh, like, she's a better man for him, but just, like, for entertainment value, you think that would have been more entertaining to see her and Foggy get together?
I honestly think so. Yeah, I think the using the previous ex-girlfriend that gets back with to get back with the firm to get the firm at the end of the second season was cool, but him dating that person who really doesn't have any reason to be involved with the show, even as a side character, it just adds to a bloated cast list for Daredevil that isn't going to accomplish anything. Whereas if that had been Karen, now you have this interplay of she's with Foggy, but maybe she has feelings for Frank after everything that he's gone through, and you maybe could do some interesting tie-ins with Foggy, Daredevil, Karen, and Frank Castle, all dealing with that on the Punisher show as well as across Daredevil, tying the shows together without necessarily having to have both of them on there, because Daredevil's going to show up at some point in Punisher. Let's just be real here. Like, just like Claire's going to show up at some point, Misty Knight's probably going to show up at some point. She's a cop. Like,
Misty Knight might not show up in Punisher, maybe, but not like as a role. Like she'll probably you'll see like a second of her, but I think they're going to kind of keep it to Punisher. Like he's going to get his own little corner of New York to do his thing.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I mean, I know you watched a little bit of Daredevil. Like, did you like Karen Page at all, Ganja?
I actually did like Karen Page because she seemed like the only character that was really well grounded. It seems like the best non-hero characters are always the ones that have the best personality and have the best goal that they're striving for, with Foggy and her. Because when they were doing season 2, like you guys were talking about the court scene, that was one of my favorite parts as well, because it was based on what these characters actually deal with, which is more real life than the Avengers or like the movies like Spider-Man. They deal with more of a day-to-day life, so they're going to be in courtrooms, they're going to be looking for cases, they're going to find ways to pay the bill on the fucking place they were in.
Yeah.
It's not a cartoon in the 80s. I can't have this fucking place up here and we're not paying no bills. I love they touch on that. My thing is, like, I'm worried about if they bring Foggy on with Karen, with the Punisher thing, if they do that love triangle shit, I'm worried that it might be done cheesily, because the way Foggy's character is written, he's kind of a comedic edge, and I don't really want him to turn to that awkward loveless romantic type, because that will kind of betray the character, because he's more of a asshole, a little bit of a lovable asshole kind of guy. He's going to talk shit, but he'll do the nice thing at the end.
Exactly.
And I feel like if they made him a hopeless romantic, that will kind of change that about him a little bit too much. That'll be like a betrayal of his character. And Karen, really, at the end of season 2 of Daredevil, she's really became an independent woman, to the point is I thought she was going to start her own firm, the way that she was handling law and stuff like that.
You had to go to law school first, but yeah.
Well, she was a journalist. That's kind of what her thing was. And honestly, I kind of agree with Ganja more so, because I like the idea that it's just like, hey, let's have a female person on the show and not feel the need to have a love interest, because that to me happens way too much. Of like, it's like, oh, of course he's gonna go with the main character because he's the main character. It's like, no, have her do her own thing, have her just kind of develop and see how far you can go with her just kind of doing her own journalism stuff, and actually have have somebody in a comic book universe that's a journalism that's not into the main character.
And only that, she could be there to humanize the Castle more, because she could be there to like maybe help him find the bad guy at the end, because she realized how despicable it is. But she could always be the one trying to bring him a little bit back from constantly just killing anything that he deems as a criminal, and just blowing away any little dude that he comes across that might be quote unquote evil.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like have her as a supporting character. Don't feel the need as a love interest.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it would be nice to use her to kind of branch into the tragic storyline for Karen from the comics, as well as to give a reason for Frank to be able to get away with the kind of things he's getting away with by still having positive press, because he needs a reporter on his side more than probably most heroes do at this point.
Spider-Man does not need the PR system that Frank Castle needs.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
is his own PR system. That's the thing that his gimmick forever.
Yeah, but he sells pictures like, hey man, like put a wanted poster on my face on here.
Yeah,
but he
I wish
realizes
they could have Tom Holland show up to sell photos to Karen for a story, like Tom Holland Spider-Man was taking photos.
All right, we all know the actor would do it, but will Marvel let them do it?
No, Marvel won't let him do
No,
it.
Marvel
Won't let him do it, but that would be great.
Because Tom Holland says he's willing to do anything Marvel asks him to do.
Well, he's young. You figure he's going to be doing this for a while, but it's just like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like he's such. Spider-Man's a $1 billion property, so they're not really going to put him on like a Netflix show that they actually almost discredit the Netflix shows. Like they don't talk about him at all.
Yeah, that pisses me off so much. They discredit the Netflix shows and they try to push them as far away as they can. Meanwhile, they baby the ABC and the CBS shows, and they're the most fucking
Actually,
horrible
that's
ones.
the opposite. They actually, I don't know about Inhumans, because whatever the fuck.
No,
that
for what I
is.
didn't know
Humans is
from the
fucked.
beginning that they were actually really close with ABC in the
Yeah,
beginning.
in the
when they were
beginning,
making
Dagger, weren't
Shield.
they really trying?
There
to...
they were with Netflix.
Well, no, yeah, they're with ABC to produce the shows, but actually with Agents of Shield, the first 7 or 8 episodes, yeah, they were trying to ape the movies. But then when Captain America Winter Soldier came out, and they had a chance to essentially almost reboot the series mid-season, they started just doing their own thing and just kind of branching away. They still referenced the movies when they needed to, but for the most part, they basically just did their own thing, to the extent where a lot of the stars were basically saying, yeah, Marvel and Disney don't give a shit about us. Like, they don't want to reference us, they don't want to talk about us, so we're just going to continue doing our own thing.
Right.
Yeah, so
And that's kind of what happens with Warner Brothers and CW. Like when they got what's his face to be the Flash, a bunch of people on Arrow saying, "Why didn't you get the guy we have as the Flash now? Why did you just get some rando?"
yeah.
Well, no,
kind of...
DC has always Warner Bros. Has always said DC on TV is not DC in movies. Like they've always maintained a separation. That's always been their thing. Yeah.
Which is frustrating in itself, though, because it's just like now we gotta like reestablish like if we're gonna like this guy as his character. Like when I was a kid.
No, what's frustrating is they have Ezra Miller playing Barry Allen doing Wally West shit. Sorry, I get angry about.
Okay, everyone gets
Yeah, they
angry.
should have just made him Wally.
God.
No, but the thing that's frustrating to me is like when I was a kid, and I hate to do that whole like, oh, back in my day, but like, dude, like, do you remember this shit? Like when you're into a franchise or something, there was some bitch can get out my yard, motherfucker. But like,
My back started hurting.
I know, man. I had to take my Vicodin and shit. I was like, oh, it's not enough
That
milligrams.
ain't Vicodin, bitch. We both know that's Viagra.
My dick's ready to go, Alan. No, but anyway, I'm sorry. God damn, I'm really enjoying that. Actually, that's kind of.
I'm gonna give you the early bird cream pie special.
Oh no, not the cream pie. I
Hey,
can't do
all
that.
y'all.
No more.
I got a pun and a cream pie special joke at the same time.
I got some powder cake for you. No, but anyways, so goddamn, this is rough.
Do you have a point, or are you just gonna do the southern accent until the show?
I kind of want to just keep doing that, but I mean we can't. No, I feel sorry for the actors. No, but the thing is though, you know, I forgot. Fucking ganja,
Heritage,
man.
not hate.
Okay, you're talking about as a kid and franchises, and you're
Okay,
gonna
yeah,
bitch about that.
back in the day when there was a character, they stuck to like the actor was the character. There was no like separation between the two. Tom Cruise, he was always that dude from Mission Impossible. Robert Englund was always Freddy Krueger. Kane Hodder, I just said Hodder, like ooh Hodder. No, Kane Hodder with a D. He was Jason for 4 fucking movies in a row. Like back in the day, they stuck to what they, you know, the whole thing.
Yeah, but you're talking about Mission Impossible movies and
Okay.
Friday the 13th movies. You're not talking about if they ever made a Mission Impossible television show
Well, they
or
never
a.
did it.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, though.
But Mission Impossible started as a television show.
Well, did they have Tom Cruise in the lead role?
No, it was before
Okay,
Tom Cruise was
then,
even
Nick,
born.
that's your whole thing of television and movies. They often do different people with different things.
Tom Cruise wasn't a person when Mission Impossible first started. Like it's
My
an old
point
TV.
exactly.
No, like, well, I mean, I guess you make a point then, Alan. Like, yeah, and Ruth is kind of, even though he's defending me, he's still kind of proving me wrong too, because yeah, I didn't have this exact situation happening. But it's just
And
like,
No, you're right.
James Bond, dude. James Bond changed actors basically every 3 movies.
Yeah.
and that's,
every 4
and
movies.
as a kid, I'm sorry, but I fucking hate James Bond. I hate 007 movies. It's this fucking like.
Dun, dun, dun.
If you like
I hate the
007
Roger Moore and Timothy Dalton ones, and of course Die Another Day, because who
never
doesn't hate
liked
Die Another
the
Day?
Pierce
And plus that
Brosnan.
womanizing shit too. Like, okay, medium rant here. But it's like another thing too. I like how this movie is like, oh, isn't he a badass? How he just objectifies every fucking woman he sees. Ooh, look at that. Man, bitches are bitches, right? Like they just go over there, he gets to fuck them because women are objects and they don't have no fucking brains at all. So as long as
Are you looking for James
if
Bond to have
if
a
we're on
feminist
this
point of view?
Well, no, but like, does anybody find it weird that in Skyfall he essentially like rapes a former like rapes a woman who very clearly was sold into sex slavery and then
there's
has
a
her
lot
killed?
of problems with that movie.
Like, there's a lot of
scene.
weird shit that happens in that movie.
Whoa,
That doesn't
I didn't see that James Bond.
Okay,
No,
in Skyfall, when he ends up in Macau, he meets the woman who is a prostitute. She basically details how she was sold into sex slavery, and he then essentially forcibly like gets on her in the shower. She definitely didn't say, "I want to have sex with you."
Okay. Ruth doesn't make it look like he jumped her in the shower.
Hold on, and then after they have sex there, he goes on the island and he basically has her killed by the lead villain of the film.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but that happens in every James Bond movie, isn't that every single thing he did?
That's a bad thing, dude.
That's not a good thing. Like, what do you
I'm
mean?
not saying that's a good thing.
And the other ones at least look like they're
arguing
interested
about?
in James Bond. She does not seem to show that interest. In fact, she tries to get away from him when she first meets him on purpose. He is forcing her to take her. He's forcing her to take him to Javier Bardem's character. Like,
Okay,
it's creepy.
okay.
Yeah, 'cause I'm agreeing, 'cause
Oh,
I don't
and
like
remember
Skyfall.
Spectre as well?
What? What happened to Spectre?
Yeah.
Okay,
The older Bond girl.
What happened?
Didn't he like sneak
Monica
into her
Lewinsky?
house? Like break into her house?
Breaks
Just
into her
have
house.
sex with her?
Yeah.
Wait, did he actually sleep with her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
No. Yeah.
If like even Pierce Brosnan, like we're talking about new shit, and like for one, it shouldn't be.
Oh,
happening in
Pierce
new
Brosnan was straight slapping bitches in that James Bond.
Yeah, that motherfucker was just like, and dude, like the girls be like, "Oh yes, I love being like basically your sex slave. I mean, you have a suit on. This is
Nick,
fucking great." Like,
Do you remember in F for Family when they have that James D character that says
Yes!
shit towards women?
oh good lord, sorry, I thought that was me.
Or at least just the womanizing of James Bond.
Where he's like, "Yeah, do the dishes, baby, or I'll give you the 5-finger slap."
Exactly.
And there's that is basically what Charles Bronson was. Not Charles Bronson. Jesus
Pierce Brosnan.
Christ.
Dude, I could see that for the longest time when I was a kid, man.
Pierce
Like-
Brosnan was in that James Bond series. Because I know he assaulted women in that series several times. I'm trying to go over, goddamn it, I confuse my
In
stars.
Goldeneye, the best Pierce Brosnan movie, he smacks up the woman from the satellite group, the scientist, as it turns out. Like, he smacks the shit out of her like twice, and then they have sex on the beach. What? Like, come on.
You crazy dame. Bah!
Oh, man. Yeah, this motherfucker was bad, Ganja.
Man, I can't even fault Ganja because I used to think that like I didn't know either of the movies. So as a kid, I kept confusing those two a lot.
Man, I should know better. I'm a fan of Dances with Wolves.
Well, apparently not a big
Your
fan.
dishes, I'm gonna smack you with this pack of bills, bitch.
I'm gonna be you next to my James Bond movie. You're gonna be my homosexual Bond girl.
Dude, this motherfucker's awesome.
Man, he looks like he hits his wife.
I know.
Dang.
That is not the views of Ganja do not reflect the rest of the views of the MCA.
But they do reflect my point of view.
Exactly. God damn. Oh, people, that was rough.
You
I don't
know,
know
he
what we're talking
hits his
about.
kids with wires.
That was fucking rough. Oh, but all I'm saying though, yeah, this was like fucking Daredevil talk. I think I can't remember.
Yeah,
But,
what were we talking about?
I
Seriously,
fucking
that's
don't-
so off topic.
I swear to God, dude, that was fucking rough. Either way, Karen Page is gonna be good. Hopefully, she has something. Hopefully, no one slaps the fuck out of her. I guess. Like, I don't know.
Well, the first time you meet her, she almost gets murdered and possibly beat up by some dude. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Put the
Actually.
tradition of James Bond alive.
Actually, since we're talking about women and whatnot, I'm gonna make this really quick because we never get to
Uh-oh.
bring up wrestling.
that's what she
Actually-
said.
Oh, fuck this wrestling shit.
Oh, Ruthless, you ready to do this, son?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. Sasha Banks, my bae. Oh my God, this girl. So
Oh,
beautiful.
yes.
Yeah. Wait till we get the nudes.
Oh yeah. No, the nudes, the sex videos fucked me up with Paige, dude. That shit ruined everything.
Dude, that made me more of a fan.
Man,
Well, I know
you
'cause
watched
you're a
this?
Of course I
fucking
did.
asshole. That's
Nick,
why.
please tell me you didn't download that shit.
Oh no, I watched that shit. Yeah, it's Paige. You know how much I want to have sex with her, dude?
Ruthless, I'm not a fan of wrestling. I still, watch that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but somebody legit straight up stole this woman's shit and then put it out on the internet. Like that's
Yeah.
fucked up, man.
Dude,
Not great.
I'm just saying, dude, there's a backroom
Fucked up.
casting genre that it's like fucking. If I had an account, I'd favorite it. Like,
But
I
I'm
don't know.
sorry, when it comes to some celebrities, man, my curiosity cannot be withhand. I'm still a monkey on this side. There's still chimpanzee within these DNAs.
Even Sasha Banks was like, "Oh my God, Nick, you do that, dude? Jesus Christ!" I'm sorry, I'm a piece of shit. Hello, I'm a piece of shit.
He's a real
Hi.
piece of shit because he sent me the link.
Wait, I sent you a link?
I was making a joke.
Hey, you
Oh,
want to know
okay,
the person
say.
that leaked it? Just
No,
point
see-
at Nick.
I'm just saying, hey, I don't like to share my sexual everything. Like, our boners are separate. You fuck
We're
jerk off with something
alive.
else.
You literally just stated that for the world.
Hey, but my shit isn't weird though. I like to look at, and Raheem, not my boy. You said I downloaded that shit.
Oh
You
god.
damn right, Raheem.
At
Oh,
times
man.
like this, I always look to the left and realize we have a female co-host.
How you doing?
Hi,
It takes you these moments to realize that. Like, shit.
Meanwhile,
Like,
every time I watch
it-
Borgia
it's
with
like
her,
it
I'm seeing
clicks,
some dude's
like
dick
how?
on the show. Like, no,
Hey,
Allie.
Allie, pretend there was incest in those page videos, all right?
No, Allie. How much porn have you showed me on accident with those fucking movies and shows and shit? That Borgia, I've seen like 8 dicks on that fucking show, hard and everything. Then getting chopped
What?
off. Yeah.
Stop reminding me of Borgia.
Oh, potato salad. You remember that scene?
I can't. That's all
Oh,
I
bitch,
yes.
that's over a dinner table and fucking put some potato salad in you, bro.
can't have
Ugh.
potato salad ever again.
Oh God, dude.
What kind of
Borgia's a
history are
fucking
y'all
show.
on?
Dude, Borgia, I
What
swear
is
to
that?
God, it's a ride, and not that kind of ride. But it's a ride.
Not
It's
forget Penny
fucking-
Dreadful.
Ooh, yeah. Dude, there's a
Agrees
part in
on
Penny Dreadful. This girl starts shitting all over herself because she's possessed by the devil. She goes outside and fucks a dude in the rain. Like, I'm not joking.
Eva Green that's what she does when she gets home from work. Eva Green's a weird fucking woman.
I don't know why I still want to bang her, but like, Eva.
Because she's hot as hell and she's French.
She's French?
Yeah, she's French.
Yeah, she's French.
Oh damn. Okay.
Were we talking about a wrestler?
Yeah, so this chick. Okay. Hey, she likes French fries, so it's a segue. No, but the thing is, that was stupid as fuck. So she's been complaining, and Ruthless knows about this. You guys don't watch Ringside Hangout. I get it. It's okay. But me and Ruthless discussed this thing.
I watched the Ringside Hangouts 'cause that's how I know John Cena is an underdog, and the WWE would never give him a chance.
Anthony has said that, and the boy was wrong as fuck. But anyways, Sasha Banks has complained about how people are talking to her too much. She doesn't like stalkers, right? Like, I mean, I don't know if you remember reading this at all, Ruthless, but I mean, she's actually had situations being in an airport where someone's like, "Can I get an autograph?" She's like, "No, don't ask me. No autographs. Fuck you. Get away from me.
Yeah.
Nothing." And I mean, dude, she's not that big of a
Her
star.
husband literally had to fight a guy at a hotel because he was calling like Sasha a bitch and was chasing after them at the hotel because she wouldn't talk to the fans.
Exactly, which is weird. Like, that's where I had to draw the line, because it's like, dude, I don't understand why you have to, just because someone's famous, that they owe you some debt of signing your shit. Like,
Hell, there's an
that's-
Eminem song that explains your entire point. Just look up The Way I Am. This happens. This is kind of a normal part of celebrity life in which people want to. It's a mix of the reason they want to do this is because people want the celebrities to know that they exist. Because right now, every wrestling fan that watches, Sasha Banks is like at home just being, oh man, one day I want to meet her so that she knows I exist. And some people just take that to the crazy fucking degree. Like, I completely get it. She doesn't want people, signing autographs as she's taking a shit in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And Alan, it's deeper than that because, and Nick will tell you about this, there are wrestling fans who legitimately follow when planes land coming from certain cities so they can
Damn.
plan to be at the airport when the wrestlers would get off what has to be the plane that they're taking from one city to the next. There are ones that will pay people at the rental car companies to try and make sure that they can be there when they're renting their car to hunt them down. Like, wrestling fans have done some creepy shit.
Yeah.
And like, this is the bothering of Sasha Banks is part and parcel, like, that creepiness come full circle.
No, it really, like, it's bad, dude. And like, for me,
Yeah.
I mean, we get situations. Just 2 weeks ago, we had the Taylor Swift situation where she sued that guy for $1 because he
Yeah.
was grabbing her ass during a fucking photo shoot because he thinks he's a shit over some DJ job that he has. So
Wait,
he
she
just
sued him
grab
for
women.
$1?
Well, because she wanted to sue him to kind of like let people know, like, no, this is a piece of shit.
No,
this
but she
DJ
didn't want
does.
money. She's just like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's why it was only for $1 because she was like, you know what, like, no, it's cool as fuck for Taylor Swift to do that. I think, like, I mean, hey, I'm not.
She
a big
doesn't need
Twitch-
money.
Yeah,
She just wanted to coke at the vending machine and said, fuck it while I'm here.
Like, but you know what I mean? Like, that's why it's like, and Taylor Swift is a huge star and everything, and some dude grabbed her ass, but it's like, Sasha Banks, like, I don't know, man. Like, she's not that big of a star. I don't think she should be telling people that she shouldn't sign autographs. But you can imagine the shit that people say to her. I mean, lots of wrestling fans, I hate to say it, but they're a little fucking stupid, a little socially inept. I mean, like, oh, Sasha Banks, I love you, oh, fuck you.
Yeah, there are a bunch of crazy wrestling fans, but there are also a lot of good ones, right?
No, they're like
Not very
gamers.
many.
They're pretty terrible people.
They have no friends.
They have no friends. It's fucked all.
I'm gonna apologize.
That's why WWE 2K is the biggest hit. It's video gamers and wrestlers, man.
No, but see, that's the thing. I'm kind of curious, like, Allie, for you. I mean, I don't know if you know a lot about when, like, celebrities, and girl celebrities dealing with the show a lot, but, like, what do you feel is the line that people shouldn't cross? Not just physically, because obviously don't be grabbing no ass or anything, but just, like, in other stuff, non-physically. What's the line that you don't cross?
Well, I mean, you have to abide by, like, the same exact rules you would any random citizen, like, or person just minding their own business, walking down the street. It's like, yeah, okay, this person, more people know who they are, but they should still be, they should still have a courtesy of some sort of privacy, of some sort of, like, just personal space. And it's just, like, it's stupid to think that people have the right for some reason to just go up to the person and attack them for no reason, just because they're famous. Like, there's this one, I have an example that happened not too long ago of model Gigi Hadid. And this person, this guy, when she was walking with her sister out of this building, this random fan decided to come up to her and just lift her, like, pick her up and start lifting her, and she was freaking out. And her sister was like, "What the heck are you doing?" She's trying to Gigi was the one that actually, like, used self-defense to get her, get away from him. But she's like that's not okay. And the person was just like some sort of prankster or whatever. But still, it's like, it's not okay for people to do that. Like, people feel entitled for some reason. It's like, because, okay, sure, you see them on tabloids, you see them on the internet, on, their Instagram, on TV, that for some reason they think that they can just do whatever the heck they want just because they're famous. But that's not the deal. It's like, you're going to get, like, popped. Like, if you try to pull something like that, it's just, these people are human beings that, yeah, sure, they have a different job than the rest of us that, that gives them this amazing life, but still, it's just like, you need to mind their privacy and their personal space.
Yeah, and like Gigi Hadid, I mean, this girl is small as fuck too. I can't believe, like, I mean, I could pick her up with one hand. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, that's fucked up.
It was just a prank, bro.
Yeah, it's not right.
Yeah, no, it's too much. And it's like, obviously, like, physicality, like, that's bad. But, like, for me, too, I feel like it's bad to just even go over there and be like, hey, sign this. Like, I don't know if that's the case that's happening, Ruthless. If someone was like, hey, sign this. I mean, you need to have the context, obviously, of, like, how they asked for it. Because I wouldn't sign that shit either. I mean, like, Ruthless, I don't know about you, but someone just came up to you and just held a fucking, souvenir in front of your face. Like, would you sign it if you were famous?
I mean, it depends on the situation. Like, I have run into, especially just going to different events, like, you run into situations where they might be going between, their actual, like, gig that they're there for. Like, if, let's say you're at using an easy example, let's say you're at a convention, you run into somebody, whatever the convention is, you run into somebody famous, they might be coming or going to a panel. So you don't necessarily want to bother them in that moment. If they've got a table set up, or you can ask them, hey, do you have a table set up later? I'd like to get, like, an autograph and a picture. Or if they're like some celebrities who say, like, on Twitter and shit ahead of time, like, hey, if you see me, come take a picture, it's whatever. And so I'm not a person that likes to bother a lot of folks. If I run into, like, don't get me wrong, if The Weeknd says, hey, Matt, you want to do this Molly and go party, I'm going to fucking, hell yeah, let's go.
That's your dream, man.
Dude, seriously, like, partying on The Weeknd with The Weeknd on Molly would be great. But in general, like, I don't hound celebrities, even the ones that I've run into on, like, plane trips and whatnot. I just like, hey, I'm a big fan, and just let them go back to their business. They seem to appreciate that a lot more than you saying, hey, can you sign this? Hey, my little brother wants you to, like, say something on his voicemail. Hey, can you get on Skype with me right now? I want people to see me, see you, see me. Like, it just gets annoying, man.
That stops that person from doing whatever, and they have to pay attention to you for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's all about
imagine
you
that with one person. Now imagine every day, every single person that sees you that's not one of your friends or family or business partners does that to you. Like, that is maddening. I don't know how the fuck Corey and the DT folks handle that, and they only see us, when we go down to visit, or at most, at the tour stop / anniversary parties. Like that shit
Right.
gets insane.
Yeah, but see now that we got our opinions out there, one guy who the WWE like wrestlers and legends do not like. I mean, people that we know, Gondra, Triple H, The Rock, all these guys, they don't like this
Mick Foley
motherfucker.
even?
Mick Foley loves everybody. That
Yeah, I'm about to say, man, if you pissing on Mick Foley, you an asshole.
I think only Ric Flair pissed Mick Foley off, but I mean, even then, like they made up. Like Mick Foley is a fucking most loving dude.
Mick Foley is me in the WWE. Like, you got to be a dick.
Yeah, but like over here, and I'm gonna show this real quick. This is gonna be long, but hopefully I can get through without fucking up. But this is Shane Douglas. Now Shane Douglas is a guy like
Oh,
ruthless.
fuck Shane Douglas.
Oh yeah, I mean he's so bad right now. He's literally like a manager at Walmart because they kicked him out of wrestling everywhere. No one likes this motherfucker at
He
all.
should still be fired.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see, because I actually like the dude, but who knows? Let's see if this changes my opinion of the guy. He says, and quotes to this whole situation, he says, it's ridiculous. There's a real simple fix here, and I mean an incredibly simple fix. If you don't like being, and I'm using my fingers to make quotation marks, stalked by the fans, then quit. Go be a waitress. Go be a teacher. Go be an attorney. Go be a business owner, and go do whatever the fuck you want to do to be out of the limelight. Now, for me, it's not that easy.
No, you're 100% correct. You can't just fucking do that. There are people still like hounding Star Trek, fucking like the TV
Okay.
show Star Trek.
I agree and disagree with that statement to a certain degree. When he says that, like, I get that. If your goal, your whole aspiration, like, for example, a lot of people when they go into entertainment business, their goal is to get famous and well known, to have those moments that people come up and sign those autographs. If that's really your goal to do that stuff, you kind of have signed on to that obligation to the fans that put you there to be a little bit more open to them, to kind of like, give a little bit personal one-on-one so you spread your good PR and your good name out there better towards more of your fans. But there is limits to it. Like, I'm pretty sure most people, when they say, I want to get famous, they don't want to have to take a shit, go to wipe their ass, and look down and see a fan going, can I get your autograph?
Yeah.
Like, there should, like, as fans, we also have to be respectful. Like, my point example, I went to go see Joey Diaz live. I think 2 years ago now, and you bet your ass I want to go up there, give him an eighth of weed, talk to him about 5 minutes about New York or his childhood and shit. But I saw him come off a stage. I know how he is personally because I'm a big fan of him. I know he wants to go off that stage, go in the green room, smoke a joint, have a sandwich, and calm the fuck down after the set. So all I did was walk by as everyone else did. Joey, I love you. I'm your biggest fan. And I walked outside and hung out with everybody else and just got done watching it.
Yeah, which is cool, and that was really good on your end. And some people are more desperate. Maybe people are thinking like, "Hey, if I get really close to him, maybe he'll like me. I'll get a new job."
Well, that's the thing. You gotta be a respectable fan. Like that's what I tell people. Like when they go to these double toasted events and they want to meet Corey and they want to have a good conversation with Corey and Martin, you be normal. They're regular people. Like if you think you're crossing a personal boundary, you probably are.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I'm going to read more of this a little bit really quick. I just want to take breaks, so I'm not talking for a fucking hour here. But he says, when you get blessed to have a really good career, that being a WWE diva, and be on the top of the industry, then shut the fuck up and ride the ride.
Okay, what did he do exactly? Just for people who don't know, what did Shane Douglas do to get super fired from WWE?
Just politicking and just like, I mean, every time something happened where he didn't get like a main title shot or something, a big opportunity, it'd always be like, oh, well, Triple H, he wanted his friends to be the fucking champion, that's why I lost. And then, he would go to ECW. There's like this one little small promotion called ECW. And this other promotion, NWA, gave him a title belt, like this big, really important title belt that Ric Flair, all the greats have had. And he literally threw the shit down and spit on it just so people will like him in this small-ass ECW place. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is disrespecting people all the time, making fun of people who died, all that shit, saying that Ric Flair should die. I mean, has he said that, Ruthless, a couple times?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean the whole tossing down the NWA belt and picking up the ECW one, like that was the promo that made ECW. I have no problem with that. It's the shit that he's repeatedly said he hopes certain wrestlers die. Ones that not necessarily like ones that he just had issues with, but ones that were literally fighting for their lives with cancer and other ailments. Like, fuck Shane Douglas. Like, I don't even know why you continue this shit. I fucking hate it.
Oh, so he's like a professional agitator.
Like, he's not just professional. He's a professional ass. Fuck him. Like,
Yeah. No, he's a real piece of shit. And the thing is, like, what's amazing to me is that the fact that he thinks that she's even going to take this avenue. And I'm just kind of wondering, like, okay, so with that stuff and us saying all this, do you guys feel like, okay, after you make so much money, if you can't deal with this shit, if you can't deal with the fandom and everything, everyone being all up in your shit, do you leave? Like, do you guys feel like maybe Sasha Banks should kind of, like, respect the situation until she's bigger? Or, I don't know, like,
I
Because
mean,
she's only been here for 2 years, and she's
it's-
Snoop
it's-
Dogg's niece too. By
it's
the way,
very hard to comment on Sasha Banks' situation because if I get to her level of fame or even past that, I'm gonna see it from a male point of view. And as a man, I can be more open with my fans because the most danger I have of them is probably assaulting me, kidnapping me, or trying to rob me. Whereas women, they have a lot of extra fears when it comes to male fans, especially with wrestling, is that they have more of sexual appeal to their fans than most like entertainers and celebrities.
yeah,
I mean, Ellie, you can probably give us the best point of view out of this than we can.
yeah.
Like,
Because as I think about this, man, I'm just like, because I agree with you. Like, she has to deal with sexual stuff too. You know what I mean? But it gets to a point where now she's telling people not even to ask her about fucking to get an autograph, and I'm like, okay, you're Snoop Dogg's niece. You know you made it to this shit because of Snoop Dogg. Because Snoop Dogg is really cool with Vince McMahon and WWE. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's like, and she rode that whole fucking thing. Like, even at WrestleMania, Snoop Dogg plays her theme song outside while she walks to the ring. I'm like, no one gets that. If I was a wrestler, I would fucking love Snoop Dogg to be out there fucking singing for me. Like, you know what I mean? It was like she's kind of had it somewhat easy in that sense, and being able to be all buddy with the top guys because of a fucking rapper has nothing to do with wrestling. So I don't know. I feel like she should chill the fuck out with that stuff. But at the same time, like Ruthless said, you know, this fucking dude needs to go back to telling people what, you know, lying to put the groceries at the fucking Walmart and stop talking about fucking wrestling.
I was gonna say, what a random person to get a fucking opinion of. Like,
Yeah, and
Shane
it was a
doesn't
big
go back
deal.
to charging me 10 cents for fucking plastic bags. Fuck you, Shane.
Jesus Christ.
No, he really is a piece of shit. And I totally understand where this is coming from. But really quick, we're about to end. It's been a long fucking show. Actually, no, I haven't really had. It's only like 2 hours. But we're about to end. I just want to do Flex and Show really quick. So first off, pa-pow, and then the whole fucking thing here because Ganja, I gotta ask you something really quick, man.
Yeah.
and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Some of the
son.
best shit on television, motherfucker.
I disagree, but we'll see what happens. Actually, I haven't watched it yet, so why am I talking show?
Yeah, how the fuck you gonna disagree? You pulling some Justin?
Oh, fuck! Fuck! I smell an edit coming soon.
I bet you do.
Oh, the scissors are coming out. I'm gonna pull a William Valley, but no. Alan got the shirt out and everything. Loving that bird, etc. And speaking of that bird,
What does the bird do when you take the shirt off? Does she just go into the little hole like she trained?
what are you talking about? She usually doesn't chill with me on the show. If she's not on my shoulder, she's usually chilling in her cage. I don't know if you guys can see that.
What? What's
Man,
that
I just,
dildo
all I
doing?
see is, damn, what's with all those newspaper towels and shit?
That is
man?
Jeez.
Alan, look at me, Alan, look at me.
I was like
It's-
fucking about.
Alan, it's a muscle like any other. You gotta give it a break sometimes.
I was just like, fuck this, I'm done.
It may be filled with cartilage and blood, but sometimes it needs a break. It is still human tissue.
That bird's like, I've seen some shit rock.
You don't see what I
Alan is
see.
finished.
Well, Alan's gone though. I'm gonna pull up another my backup Alan. Okay, I'm gonna pull that up really quick. Now, there's a reason why. Look at that nice new Alan drawing right there. Yodi, man, we must thank this man. We must thank this man, Ganja.
Thank you, Yodi, for all the artwork that you supply us, man. Especially the new one that's gonna be popping on Facebook, our Facebook page. So make sure to check that out, guys. It's the Midnight Chat Attack Facebook page. It's pretty simple to find.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely type that in. It'll come up, you know, and type in kcoolmans@gmail.com. No, just kidding.
Donate to our Patreon page.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Rick and Morty, Season 3. I didn't watch any Rick and Morty at all. I see you guys got Allie into it. Allie's finally into Rick and Morty, which I'm very surprised by the
Oh
way.
yes.
Yeah. I might end up watching this at some point. But I'm going to ask you, though, Ganja. What is special about this particular season? Do you like this more so than the other ones? What do you feel?
Well, my internet was going in and out, so I heard that question halfway. But I think you asked me how do I feel about this season from compared to the other ones, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. This one, I was really honestly, I wasn't really feeling it in the beginning because they had some great episodes. Even the one where they had the Pickle Rick where he fights rats in the sewers.
Yeah,
I thought that was a great action scene. But the moment that stood out to me the most is when they do these absurd things, but they also base it in like real human emotions and reality. That's one of the things I like about BoJack Horseman as well, is because even though we had this crazy shit going on with Rick, it went back to the family periodically to let you know, like, this is the extreme version of Rick acting out, and this is how normal people actually deal with it. So it was taking you back and inwards from a real reality to almost an absurd one that you get to experience through Rick's point of view. A few of these episodes kind of been hit and miss. Like for example, the Jerry episode, I enjoyed only because I got to see Rick hang out with Jerry on one personal episode. But I honestly felt it was kind of weak because even though at the end they did feel like they solved their problem. Spoiler, I'm sorry guys, I got a little hyped, but they do feel like they solved their problems to a certain degree. The premise that got them pushed to that wasn't really that strong because it was usually just the same kind of story plot line, like, oh, so and so is trying to kill Rick, so and so is a real plot line. Let's try to base this around together and combine them. This is another episode you're showing right now. I didn't really enjoy that much the Mad Max universe episode.
Oh, that was kind of a filler. That felt like a filler.
Yeah, I really felt like that was filler. And besides, I mentioned that Rick was having a hard time like dealing with divorce as well. It was really just, hey, let's do a movie parody.
Pretty much.
The recent episode, which I know Alec can't wait to talk about, is the reveal of a certain character with an eye patch. I'm not going further than that. If you are a fan of Rick and Morty, you know what I'm talking about. That was the most amazing social commentary. They used a lot of honestly, like some historical stuff as well to show like how someone can come to power in those ways that this character did it. They have a very good, a lot of great coming to life, not coming to life, but coming to your own storylines with 3 different characters. They do one that's a parody of Stand By Me, Nick. They do a parody of What You Would Like Is Training Day. And they also do a parody which is just like someone who works at a dead-end office job who just can't take it anymore. And it's all done intricately into the final storyline. And this episode was really amazing, just what they were able to do with these cast of characters with only 2 fucking people. You had one doing all the voices. It was some fucking Eddie Murphy shit.
Yeah, and that's I love when people do that shit. I love how like Mordecai from regular show, J something Turkin, I forgot his fucking name, but that dude does like a High Five Ghost, Mordecai, fucking and other characters too. Like
Right.
I love when voice actors do that shit. But like Alan, like with you, the quality of this show in season 3 particularly, like do you like this season more so than the other seasons, and what do you feel about this in general?
Yeah, I do. I actually I love this season more than it has a mix. It has like for me, I think one of the I'll start with the negatives. There's a few of it. The worst episode is I think it's the 3rd episode. Is the one with the Vindicators, and the reason I hate it is the reason why I love Rick and Morty, because before I ever watched Rick and Morty, I kind of always heard about it, and I heard always the stuff about it's so crazy and adult and they can get away with all this stuff and it's so violent and gory. I'm like, okay, this is just going to be some cynical show where everyone's an asshole and nothing ever is good on earth, or the whole world is miserable and everyone should hate everything about life. And I was like, no, I don't want to fucking watch that shit. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch something depressing. But then we ended up watching the first episode of season 3. I'm like, this is incredibly deep and has a lot to say about just characters and motivation and just the world, and not in a cynical sense, in a real sense, like a legitimately real sense. So I went back and started watching some of the episodes. I'm like for the whole season, I'm like, wow, this is really, really interesting. Because like he said, it's very absurd, but it also is for some parts scientifically accurate, which surprised me a lot. Like one of the ones was the M. Night Shyamalan's, and they're asking like, oh, how are we gonna make this weird fuel? And Rick's like, combine cesium and water. And in my head, I'm like, I'm pretty sure cesium and water explodes. And the next scene, there's just this huge explosion. I'm like, it's like everyone in the theater was like, how the fuck? Or everyone that we were watching in the Rabbit, it was like, how the fuck did you get that so fast? I'm like, I know this shit.
Right.
No, but
He's constantly making explosions on his off days.
yeah, that's fucked up. Oh hell Allah.
Yeah. But anyway, just to tell you guys, oh man, fuck y'all. But to focus on season 3, it's continually. I'm loving the show more and more because it's doing what I like, where I have expectations walking to every episode, and the expectations completely get churned around, and I have no idea what's going to happen next, and I love being completely surprised. And the only episode I really hate is the Vindicator episode, and it's the episode where they're basically kind of doing a Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff. And from the moment the episode started, I was like, this is everything that's going to happen. And as the episode went on, I'm just like, yeah, of course. Like, oh, they're pieces of crap because that way when they die, you don't feel bad. But they're really, really awful. So that way they're almost villains. And, oh, Morty finds some heroes, so let's just have Rick be completely jealous and kill them off. And it's just like, you're not doing anything creative. You're not doing any social commentary. You're not doing anything deep. All you're doing is fucking the same shit that you would expect from an American Dad or whatever. But then you have, and Ganja already talked about the most recent episode. I actually kind of want to talk about the episode right before, and it was about Rick and Morty. They go to this spa, and the spa's like, oh, we'll remove the toxic parts of you, and you'll feel rejuvenated. And the whole episode is like, they actually split. Like, I'm trying not to spoil what happens in the episode, but they basically split, and you have a good like almost like the quote unquote good parts of Rick and Morty and the bad parts, the toxic parts. And the whole episode isn't about like, oh, get rid of the bad parts about yourself and you'll be a better person. It's almost the opposite in the sense of the good parts and the bad parts make you who you are. They make you that person. So you can't sit there and eliminate the bad parts because that you cease being you. So you is a mixture of good and bad things, bad traits. And to me, it's like, wow, that was really fucking deep. How you actually managed to do that episode, and continually surprising me, you know.
And deep for Rick and Morty. Like that's the thing. That's kind
it's
of like
deep as hell. Like it's surprising. You don't expect it to be deep. You like expect it to be some like stoner comedy mixed in with a bunch of gore. But it's like no, they actually spend a lot of time going really deep into this.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised about that. And that's the thing. And Ali, I don't know if you're still there, but like I want to ask you really quick too. Like I don't know if you watched season 3, but like season 1 and 2 though, like, what do you feel about those episodes and seasons of Rick and Morty?
I mean, I think they're really funny and really smartly written, and I find them really like they're just the right amount of like time, like the 30 minutes or 25 minutes. Like I think it would be a lot if it was longer, but because it's so short and you know you have these different stories, it's like. I don't know. It keeps it new and fresh every time. So I really love it. It's definitely like my Family Guy for a lot of people. I know people like Family Guy. I never really cared for it.
Yeah.
So like this is mine because I love Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I'm
so
really surprised.
What has been your standout episode so far since you've been watching it?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
What has been your standout episode that since you've been watching it?
I would say that. So I just watched this new one where, or not new one, but recently I watched the one where Rick, created this battery, and he goes into the battery and like he gets like he makes this world like these people are aliens, or he's an alien, and he's trying to get them to keep going for energy so he can fuel his car or his spaceship.
Peace among worlds, Ali. Peace among worlds.
And then those aliens make a battery or whatever, like a dimension that they go into, and they start doing slave labor for their energy, and it keeps going. And it's just hilarious.
And that's the thing. Like, because like shit like that, like I really want to, like I don't care about spoilers or anything like that, but it's like when I hear things like that, it's like I want to get into the show. I just know that I'm gonna binge this shit. It's gonna take over my fucking like days.
Well, it's 13 episodes per season, and you know, 2 seasons. Like you can honestly crank it out in a day, and it's like like I said,
I sure can.
You'll find a way. But like I said, that whole episode was just about his battery's not working. Like that's what I like about it is it's just you don't expect. It's almost like you try to sit there and try to predict the show because as you're watching a show, you always want to know if you're right. And the show always manages to not only like it do the expected, but in an unexpected way. Like you don't expect things to work out the way they do. You expect it to work out, but you don't really expect the middle. The middle is what makes a show really good. Mm-hmm. That's kind of something that I really, really enjoyed about it.
Yeah, like it keeps you wanting to go more. And I want to ask you guys this really quick too. Like, Ganja, I'll start off with you. I actually already know pretty much because you talk about the show all the fucking time. But out of 5 stars, what would you give this season?
I'll probably give it like maybe 3.5 out of 4 stars.
I was expecting a 5.
It hasn't
3.5. Like
it hasn't really blown me away yet.
Okay. I'm actually really surprised by that. Like, goddamn. All right, you, Alan. What would you rate season 3?
I honestly am gonna go with a 4 out of 5. Just because I'm basically almost basing on like the hit or miss ratio, and to me, there's only been one miss. And that miss was ridiculous. That fucking episode was a waste of time. But to me, it's like a solid 4 because whenever I go in there, I know the premise and I'm waiting for the show to surprise me. And so far, it's consistently surprised me, except for the 1 or 2 occasions I've brought up.
Yeah. Okay. And now, Allie, you didn't watch all of season 3, right?
No, I haven't watched. I haven't begun season 3. I'm still on season 2.
Well, what would you rate Rick and Morty? And I'm probably asked you this before because I know you did review this before. But like once again, like season 1 and 2 together as a whole, what would you rate Rick and Morty?
I rate it like probably like a 4 stars.
Damn, you really like the show then? Like I thought you were just like, oh, it's good. Like I mean, I like it, but like you like it.
No, man, it's really funny. Like I'm surprised how funny it is, and it's just like it's not like crass or like crude humor just for the sake of it. Like it all kind of like it's natural the way everything unwinds. So I really appreciate all the hard work that goes into the show.
I'm so glad you said that. This is a great segue into something real quick, and then Ruth will save you for last. But
Okay.
speaking of crude, speaking of just South Park, that new
Well, I was about
episode
to say,
premiere.
did you find my fucking manuscript of my jokes? Because you're acting really nasty.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
what'd you say?
This sounds like you got like shit in your mouth. Ah, fucking.
Yeah, he watched the season premiere in South Park.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
fuck South Park. I wish Julian was here right now.
No, I'm surprised he must be like kicking himself, but yeah.
Yeah, because the internet's fucked, whatever. But he told me, he was like, "Dude, Nick, you're gonna like this shit, dude. He told me on Facebook, you should definitely. I was like, dude, I don't know. I want to watch it, Julian, because I want to talk shit about something you like. I don't know, Julian. He's like, no, dude, you will like it. Just watch the beginning. I watched the whole thing. Motherfucker, man.
Well, Nick, as somebody who didn't watch the episode, I think it was great, well done animation, and I think the voice act.
As somebody that watched it, because '90s was like, yo, you want South Park? I'm like, not really. It's kind of hit or miss. Like, no, let's check it out. I'm like, okay, let's just sit down and watch it. And to me, I've never I don't hate South Park, but to me, I feel like South Park's really hit and miss, and mostly miss, just because a lot of their they do so many of this that just eventually you ran out of shit to say. But there are there are episodes of it, the show I like, but there's episodes that just really just go by the wayside. And to me, this is an episode that it bothered me because it was boring. It also just bugged me on a personal level because I guess he got a girlfriend last season. I haven't really watched the show that often.
Yeah.
And just this episode is just like every time, like something that always bugs me is like, okay, his girlfriend's legitimately trying to be in this relationship, and because he's a massive piece of garbage, he is just like completely shitting on her, and the whole episode is just her trying to legitimately be a good girlfriend and him just being an asshole because that's his character. And it just infuriated me the whole time, where it's just like she is trying her best, and like not in a nagging way, but you're basically turning her into a nagging shrew because you don't want to grow or be a better character. And that's something that bothers me about any show that lasts like as long as this or The Simpsons, is you eventually run out of stories to say, and you can never change the character because that would imply the character has to grow, and then you can't go back. So Cartman always has to be that unlikable piece of garbage, and you can never do anything like being in a relationship because that would imply he gets better or even different.
Yeah, and one thing that I gotta bring up too that's really starting to piss me off with South Park in general. I really fucking hate how, okay, like I know like this is a big thing that everyone's always liked about South Park, where it's like because the animation's so shitty and because these jokes are so shitty, you're able to talk about something that's topical, just like out of nowhere, like just boom, that happened last week. Let's make a show about it. Fuck
Oh, yeah,
let's do this shit. This was so lazy. The whole white people renovating houses thing, and just the Charlottesville jokes over and over again weren't even fucking clever. Okay, the Donald Trump walls joke, be fucking original, please, for the love of fucking God.
Oh, is that why they kept fucking?
They did the walls joke like 4 fucking times in like
Okay,
a
I know they
seconds.
did that joke, but I wasn't sure why they kept doing that. I was like, there's a joke here, but I'm not getting it.
Yeah, and like, I mean, it's like, dude, I'm not losing the idea of the fact that the people behind the show are also fucking white. Okay, like I'm not gonna listen to the white privilege fucking like, hey, maybe we can, we're with it. We understand that there's black struggle. Meanwhile, we're getting away with making a fucking show that's made of damn near stick figures and fucking getting away with making a bunch of money doing something that's so cheap and shitty. Like fucking bullshit.
I wouldn't even go that far because again, just because they're white doesn't mean they can't have a commentary. But to me, it's like this show, all it did was. It didn't even have commentary. Like South Park, sometimes it does have commentary, sometimes it doesn't. That's why I say it's mostly miss. This episode was a huge miss because all it did was bring this stuff up.
Yeah,
it didn't
no
have a
jokes.
point. It not even a joke. It didn't have a commentary. Like we just got off of Rick and Morty, where a lot of their stuff are timeless and classic. And even if they have episodes where they don't necessarily talk about stuff, when they do, they actually have something to really say. This episode had nothing to say besides. Alexa's kind of funny because it listens to you, and the what you call it, what was it? White people are crazy. I think that's all it really had to say.
And it's trying to go after that audience of like, man, like, yeah, white people are shitty, right? So like, just so as long as you say that white people are shitty, then this episode wins, right? It's like,
It's a Facebook Tumblr post as an episode.
Yeah, and on top of that, the jokes repeating that Alexis joke. For one, they're late. Alexis has been out for a while. It's no longer trendy. Who gives a fuck? And then, like, Alexis, buy me butt happy farts.
That joke went on for half the episode, yeah.
It even ends with the joke. You get 3 minutes in the beginning, the intro. Then they make more jokes. Then in the middle of him talking to his girlfriend, being basically abusive, they do the jokes more so. And then at the end of the show, they do it again. I'm like, dude, that's 20 Alexis jokes. It's 22 minutes of a fucking show. Like... Ooh, this show's so fucking lazy. And it's like to laugh at the shit, you're like mentally fucking lazy. Like, I'm sorry if I'm insulting somebody in a fucking chat, but like, why do you watch this shit? Because they cuss? Because someone says doo-doo and cunt and cock? Like, are you fucking kidding me? This is like Andrew Dice Clay if he was in animation. It's fucking stupid.
No, don't you dare disrespect Dice.
I don't know who you're talking
Don't
about.
you dare disrespect Dice Clay like that. The
No,
fuck?
but like sometimes it's, and I'm so glad you're with me on this, Ruthless, because like, I mean, granted, like Andrew Dice Clay, he's a character, and I like his interviews. I don't like his stand-up. Sometimes his stand-up is like, and then I put my dick in there and then put the fucking ashtray in her butt ass
Click
cheek.
clock crown. I took that bitch around to suck my cock.
Yeah, oh, in her face with my balls. Like, I'm sorry, but like when I was 9 years old, I used to say that shit too. You know, like, hey, put my balls in their mouth. Like, fucking hilarious, right? You fucking idiot. So when I watch this, and it's like, get it? Like, white people, get it? Trump, get it? We don't like Mexicans. Like, you're not getting me on your side because you said that Mexicans are great. You're not getting on my side because, oh, fuck Trump. You need to put more effort into that shit. I'm not gonna laugh like people do at those awful stand-up comedy gigs where these amateurs come up and are like, "Hey, isn't it crazy that Trump is, you know, dipper?" Say something else. I'm sorry, but I feel the same way. I can put it on my face really quick. But I say the same shit about Toast to Toast. Okay, Will, the outright thing. Yeah, we get it. Yes, Trump supporters are fucking weird, but you gotta tell jokes. It is a show. I hate that shit. I don't like Trump either, but you can't just fall back on that like a fucking pillow.
Well, so see the thing, because I actually saw a highlight video of the clip you're talking about. That was a kind of a reference towards old South Park fans. If you watched the series previously, they have done redneck jokes where they've brought those characters back, and that was a play on of just ignorant people throughout the town. And that I kind of get why they were doing that, because it is making fun of the Charlottesville thing. But again, I haven't seen the episode, so I can't really 100% comment on it. That from getting, it seems like you guys just really had a problem with the fact that they were making fun of white people more than they actually had a point in that sense.
And that's
Well,
the thing, like,
no,
I'm
and-
cool for making fun of white people, but it's just like you gotta like do it with a joke. Like Way Allen said it earlier, and you can.
So
see
they
it.
never really had a punchline with it. It was just like, because the thing they always had was that these people are ignorant. For example, they always had they stole my job bit with these characters.
That's what's actually they're here. Like, that's the entire thing of what you're mentioning, and I've kind of saw the Pick Your Jobs episode, and I think that's much better commentary than this, because it basically is almost like they're rerunning that joke.
So it's that's what I was saying. So it's not a punchline; they're just rerunning the joke. Like, hey, remember this? This was funny, and this could pertain to comment to the same times as now.
Pretty much, yeah. And like, Alan, if you want to reiterate anything, because like I think one big thing that really pisses me off is the fact that it just felt so pandering. It's like if some comedian went to like a black club and was like, "Yo, isn't it crazy them white peoples? Man, it's like if a white goes in the haunted house, he stays there, and then like if a black guy goes in there, it's like."
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
I specified Facebook and Tumblr, because to me, it brought the stuff up, and then just like, oh, hey, remember those riots? We're animated some rioters. Oh, and they're Confederates too.
I like what JP's put in the chat room right now. It feels like amateur hour. We know Trump sucks. Most of his followers are crazy. We live here too. I live in Arkansas. They took our jobs.
But the JP stand-up gig is going great.
But that's the
But
thing,
yeah,
it's-
just to me, it's like, if you're gonna say something, have a point to it. Don't just bring it up as like, front of you. You might as well have yelled out the city I was in, saying, "Hey, everyone from Ottawa, yell, yeah!"
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically
The
what
cheap
it was.
Like, do it with a reason. Don't just do it to be doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Ruthless knows this phrase a lot, but like when wrestling, when they got in a baby face, the good guy comes out there, it's like, "Hey, Atlanta, Georgia!" And then everyone goes, "Woo, that's us!"
Shit, here it is. Everyone book it.
Julian!
Book it.
Okay, can you hear me, Julian? Oh, he's looking to God.
Is he possessed?
Julian has been lost to the horrors of the warp.
Yeah, he's going through
What?
some shit.
The horrors of the Warp Tour. What?
Damn. And hey, Julian, I'll tell you this. I don't know if you can hear me. But...
Julian, take me with you.
No, but Julian, if you can't hear me, or if you can hear me, and we can't talk about this, I will save this for next week. We will talk about this, because I can shut myself up right now, and we will save this shit, because I really got to get his opinion on this too.
So that hamster finally died. That was getting that internet running.
Yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Rest in peace,
unfortunate. Yeah, he says we'll talk
Julian,
about this
stop
next week.
downloading the porn so your camera works.
Wait, what the fuck happened to this thing? Oh shit! Oh, there
Damn
we go.
it, Nick,
God damn.
stop downloading the porn too.
It's all right, I will make it. No, but Poor guy. But here's the thing, people. So yeah, I mean, I will start talking about this. We'll save it for next week, maybe. We'll talk about it probably, because I don't want to talk about this too much. All I'm saying.
Well,
though,
next week will be a new episode, so if the next episode sucks as bad, we can
no.
complain about that
I'm
one.
not
too.
watching next week's episode.
I'm
No
good.
way.
I'll bring you with me. I'm gonna give you $5. We're doing this.
No, fuck no. Because that's the biggest thing too. That's just frustrating. Just like as an ending point here is like I noticed this a lot. I noticed this with the latest Dave Chappelle stuff what he put out. I noticed this with a lot of fucking comedians where y'all used to. I mean, like, and it's cool to do this
Hold
too.
on.
Like,
Back up, Nick.
what's up?
Did you just toss in the Dave Chappelle
Yeah, Dave Chappelle. That shit was
stand-ups?
awful, dude.
That was from 3 years ago?
Either way, it was still bad. Like
They
that's
were
the thing.
topical at the time because at the time the stuff he's talking about is happening. Like,
I know it's topical.
I'm with you if Dave Chappelle's talking about that stuff in a 2017 special. Those specials were shot in 2014 and 2015
Which is
when the
great.
stuff he's talking about is topical. Like, you can't compare the two. South Park knew better. Stop trying to give South Park a fucking lane to get around this shit. They
Oh
knew
no,
better.
there's no lane here, sir. Dave Chappelle is just not funny. Like that's not about like
No,
being
Dave
topical.
Chappelle's funny, but I really like. I didn't enjoy that. Like think we saw the first one. I don't think it was the ones that Netflix was touting, but I think it was the one that they filmed years ago. And I just was not a fan. Not because it wasn't topical, but I just didn't think any of the jokes were particularly funny.
Yeah, because they were topical, and Dave Chappelle makes sense, and it'd be a great speech that he did if this was a fucking like I don't know a church meeting or something.
Well, I disagree. That
is
first
it-
one had a lot of banger jokes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, he does that shit like from Def Comedy Jam. Like it's like I subscribe to this stuff. Me and you, Ganja, we are really into stand-up comedy. I'm like a connoisseur. I used to listen to shit all the fucking time. You spend a lot of money on this shit. Dave Chappelle didn't do anything that I didn't see back then in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Shit frustrated the fuck with me, and I love Dave Chappelle.
Well, that's the thing. Like you say that about Dave Chappelle, but I can say that about Jerry Seinfeld. Like when you see Jerry Seinfeld perform now, like it's nothing. It's Jerry Seinfeld from the
Greatest
90s.
hits compilation.
Yeah, like that.
You know?
That's why, like I get you when you're saying that because, like, I don't hate Dave Chappelle on that because he's got one of those old school style comedians. Like, he's not the new bread comedians that we like now, Nick, that are always constantly changing their style or they're switching it from like, oh, I do storytelling now that I'm doing more bits or live action material. They were just fixed in this route of just you do this your stand up bit, you do play with the crowd a little bit, and that's it. And was kind of the old school style that he comes out of from the 90s. And I can see why you found that boring and just kind of like preachy. Because a lot of those people were inspired by Bill Hicks, who did that kind of preachy comedy.
Exactly.
And George
really quick,
Carlin.
before we continue on that, I think Julian's back. Julian?
Is it working?
Yes!
Oh my
it is,
God!
Yes!
That's what she said.
Now, Julian, before you even
He
continue, I
gave
know-
the hamster some cocaine.
I'm
It'll work.
That little hamster's like this right now.
Yeah, but actually, Julian, I want to interrupt you at all. Go ahead and tell me what you feel about the South Park thing and why you would disagree with me hating the fuck out of this episode.
See, dude, I thought that it was made for you because the big joke in it, and I didn't want to say anything. I just wanted you to watch it. One of the big punchlines is white privilege. And like the first time I watched it, I didn't like it that much. But like white people fixing houses is a pretty good show, I think.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like again, I didn't even watch it with Nick. I watched it with 90s, and both of us were just like, I didn't even. Apparently, that was a Trump joke. I didn't get it until fucking Nick had to explain. Like there was a joke there that just either it was just
joke.
it was just there. Yeah, I guess that's what it was. But the whole episode again, it just brings up these points, but doesn't do anything with them. Like the whole Alexa thing. I forgot Alexa existed until this fucking episode. And I thought, oh, maybe this episode's an older episode. I legitimately thought it was watching episode.
It's called fucking Alexa.
I don't. Hey, just like the next bet was like Zodius. I don't care about pronunciation.
No, but here's
No.
the thing, though. Like to
Does
bring
this
up because
surprise you,
Julian.
Nick? Hold on, let me say something really quick before my internet shits on itself.
You got 5 minutes.
I didn't think that this was the best episode, best season opener, best episode I've seen in a while, like by any means. I think that it hit enough marks that it kept my attention, but it felt really strange watching it. Like it wasn't making me laugh as much as South Park normally does. That being said, it made me laugh really fucking hard when Cartman asks Alexa what it means, like the definition for obediency. And then he's like, Alexa, silence! And then she stopped, and then he goes to bed happily. That shit was hilarious.
And
Not
the cool
really.
thing is too, like I thought that was kind of funny too. But and Julian, like with the white privilege thing, here's the thing, and I'll put it back on my face again. People, I'm not a comedian. I'm just a podcaster on the internet, just like you guys, except I've spent a lot of fucking money on this computer and can run XSplit. We're all the same here. So it's like
I'm just a wannabe comedian. Hello.
yeah, you know what I mean. I'm a wannabe too.
I'm also.
Yeah, I'm nothing special. I don't even watch fucking movies. I'm talking about movies all fucking day. So, you know what I mean?
Allie's pretty much the only real one. Look at her outfit. She's a lawyer.
Yeah, exactly.
Or she's Felicity Jones from Rogue One. Your pick.
But the thing is, though, but it's just like, so that's why, like, the white privilege thing, like the fact that this show made a joke that some fucking curly-haired dude doesn't even show himself on camera made on a Midnight Chat Attack YouTube thing, that just tells you the quality of fucking show this is. I'm not trying to like talk shit about us. I'm not trying to say that we ain't shit and that you shouldn't be watching this. We're getting better in every day, and I really hope that we do amazing things in the future. But it's
You
like,
say all that, but I still feel like you should have noticed.
yeah, maybe a little bit, but it's just
Getting ready.
But it's just like, you know, like I'm not the end all be all for anything, and the fact that this show did something that I do as a throwaway joke, but yet South Park will get tons of laughs because it's South Park. I'm supposed to laugh. Isn't it funny when Fat Fuck Cartman goes, "Hey, fucking Jew"? Eh. No, it's racist. It's not fucking cool to say that. But it's okay if it's on a fucking TV show because it's animated. No, fuck you. Like, that's not nice.
That's not like the thing Gonda would laugh at. But again, it's just like it brings it to my earlier point of this. Like, shows do need to end, like this and The Simpsons and Family Guy. There's only at some point so much you can do before you're just running out of material, and you're just hoping there's something crazy in the news that you can talk about that's topical that lasts longer than 5 minutes. You know?
Yeah. So I mean, and I get the white privilege thing, and I did kind of laugh. I was like, "Hey, white privilege, like, give it to the white man." Like I like to laugh. At that shit, you know, it's kind of funny sometimes. But they did that shit like there was a whole segment, and then the segment went back to it, and then it did it at the end, and then it's like
The one thing that was really missing for me from the episode as a giant fan, normally I feel like their episodes always manage to end on like with a punch, like with like an exclamation point, you know, like mother. But like this was just like this was just like, hey ma, you know, like it was like like,
that's great.
Like I'm looking for more.
Exactly.
Like it did some things well, like the Alexa silence, that's hilarious, but I don't know. I hopefully they'll expand on the characters. Like my prediction is that Randy's been fixing up all the houses in the neighborhood. So maybe if they bring it around at the end of the season that everyone's houses start falling apart, that could be like pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm hoping that they're setting something up.
And this wasn't as bad as the last one that I saw. I will give it that. And, you know, another thing, too, just to put this out there, because, you know, I'll do what South Park did, and I'll have some kind of meaning at the end of this, some kind of moral compass for us to leave off on.
Sure.
If somebody like PewDiePie goes on the internet and says something racist, you should not, you know, say, oh, that's bad, and then when you watch something on national TV, do something twice as bad, constantly, continually, for years and years and years, and not be offended by it. If I'm going to get offended by the N-word or him almost saying it again, he did it again, by the way, y'all. It's a fucking
Yeah, I
idiot.
heard about that.
So anyone who wants to defend PewDiePie, fuck you, because he did
Yeah,
it.
he like what it is he was almost about to say it again on air.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I
did
think
this shit on
he did it
purpose.
yesterday.
He's getting away with the shit because he's fucking PewDiePie. I hate this fucking dude. So, anyways, but it's like, you know, if we're gonna get offended by that though, let's also get offended by this fucking shit. Let's not pick and choose people. Like South Park, it's a fucked up show. It's not funny, and it's fucking racist and sexist. The fucking whole episode is someone getting abused by her boyfriend, and it's comedy. Like, isn't it great when you shoot your girlfriend like shit?
I think you're generalizing South Park from just one episode because there's a lot more seasons, especially in this past, that were way more conscious and more focused on giving you a storyline. I feel like if I showed you like recent Family Guy, you'd be like, oh, this is horrible, or recent American Dad or Simpsons, you would have the same opinion. But if I showed you like one of the classical episodes, Nick, you would appreciate it more. And I think that's what happened. I think you're really hating this show because you saw an episode that was really bad.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see. Because I've seen a bunch. I mean, I seen my boys Corn go on there, and I was like, God damn it, Corn! Why the fuck did you do it? Like,
Actually, they had
Simpsons, like
I'm
Green
glad
Day.
you brought that up because the Corn episode is one of those episodes that were really good because they I thought when Korn was going to be, I thought they were going to be the villains or they're going to be like devil worshippers or something. But they actually made them like the mystery gang, and they helped the South Park kids figure out how to stop the villains of the episode.
Yeah.
Or what about the World of Warcraft episode? One of my personal favorite episodes of the series.
And there's like, and then they've done one like for Samuel Stan and Wendy broke up. I'm only bringing this up because this is a past episode. You should have watched this by now if you watch South Park. They broke up and they really touched on like moving on from relationships, why you shouldn't feel bad over one girl, why you should always look on for the better in life. Like they've had like really heart touching moment once.
They have
But
they have one older episode that's extremely relevant right now, relevant to what's going on with PewDiePie. The one where Stan's dad says the N word on
Man,
Wheel of
that
Fortune.
is like an uncomfortable laugh of an episode, but that episode is hilarious.
It's so
like they have good episodes, Nick. But like from what I'm getting for you, like it seems like one of those episodes. This is one of those episodes that people say this is why South Park sucks as a show.
Yeah, and I don't mean to
agree
like
with
say it in
Josh on
that
this one.
sense too. Yeah, like I mean, you guys make a great point, and I mean, there's so many episodes I gotta watch more probably, but just this particular one, I gotta give it like a fucking 1 out of 5. Like I really hate this fucking episode.
No,
And-
I get it. Like
Yeah.
from your personal taste and like from what you haven't seen of South Park, this probably soured you on the whole show.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's it though. But Ruthless, I mean, I know you're quiet over there. But like anything that you've been watching, and I know I probably pissed you off, and you can whoop my ass right now. I'm totally cool because we're on live, so it's great.
Show him the
No.
wrath of Ruthless.
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, no. I tend to agree with Nick about the South Park episode so far as I've seen it. And the thing I finished, of course, I had to finish Narcos season 3.
Oh shit.
Woo, shit! Ooh, fuck. Listen, folks, if you don't make it to those last 2 episodes, I don't know what the fuck you are doing with your life. This shit is so good.
I know. Episode 4.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
like just keep watching. Wherever you are, keep watching. If you watch the whole season, watch it again.
Yeah.
Well,
I gotta watch
Because
this. Like
they-
Ruthless, you sold me the last time we talked about this, and like for you to say that the rest of the season is good too is like fuck yeah, like finally, you know.
man,
Like, we talked before about how Pedro Pascal's character Javier is constantly like overused in other series and then gotten rid of. Here they sprinkle him in at the perfect points at every turn. There was a point where I'm watching going, did the Cali cartel get away? I have to go check online and check. I'm pretty sure they got caught. What the hell is going on here? Because they've set things up even better than when they were dealing with Pablo. They really kind of give you just enough information to hang yourself with. You are following everybody, and because you're following everybody, you think, all right, I know everything. I'm good to go. But the turns that they take, especially as the season goes on, and they start to deal with people who are caught, people who are not caught, who's in charge, things of that nature, like that makes the series work in a way I didn't think even the previous seasons did. Like this finishes off much better than season 2 does.
no, that's good.
I would even say, even if you didn't watch the first 2 seasons, you could come in now and still be okay. They give you enough references to what has happened before, and it's not exactly about that. It's just building on what you already kind of know and are reintroduced to over the course of it. They didn't lean on too many of the old characters, though there were some that came back that I was very happy to see return. A particular set of brothers in the jungle were my favorites. I missed them. I was glad they came back, especially at the very end of the season.
Yeah.
I think the gentlemen of Cali are very charismatic in very different ways. Pancho's the fucking devil. Like, he is literally Lucifer in a TV series. After what he did in the very first episode, I was like, all right, he's gonna come back and do some badass shit later. And they are not afraid to park somebody somewhere and let the story develop where they are, as opposed to just making them do things that you know they didn't really do.
Yeah.
So I was all about it. I got my mom to watch the whole series. She watched the entirety of Narcos. My cousins, my older brother, who's been laid up on the shelf a little bit. Like,
His pastor.
I ain't going that far. But yo, seriously, great season. Like, honestly, it's probably the best crime drama I've seen in the last 5 years as far as television is concerned. And I'm considering what they're planning to do with season 4, what we've heard. If they do a season 4, I can't wait. I want to see it.
Yeah, man, no, that's
They're
actually pretty
talking,
cool.
they're talking about going to a place that we all know very well and dealing with stuff that we know a lot better than even the stuff in Colombia. I'll put it like that.
Also, they went to Miami.
No, still not the U.S. Still not the U.S.
Oh.
I think that's probably gonna be
They
like a
always
season
touch
5.
on the U.S. They focus more on like the country, Colombia, and all that stuff. But I just want to say one tiny thing before this continues. There's a practical effect in here that I just love. So at one point, one of the guys has a machine gun under a cloth and fires it. And he fires it, and the thing is, I was like, oh, that gets hot, and it just starts catching fire, and then the whole thing just catches on fire. I
Oh
was like,
shit!
oh fuck. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like a big dramatic thing. It's like, oh shit, this is on fire.
He's confronting some rivals, and you just know that he's actually getting his hair relaxed, which is fucking hilarious to anybody who knows what that is. He's getting his hair relaxed, and he tells the woman doing it, go in the back, tell them I'm here. They come out. It's one of the most hilarious cameos considering who one of the three guys that his rivals are is. And he's like, you're gonna leave, you're gonna do all this stuff. They like no. He's like, okay, and then he fires the machine gun, and after he's done killing them, he starts looking. He looks at the smock, and it's on fire. He's like, oh shit! Like he starts patting it. It's also on the ground.
Because I was like, I wonder if that's gonna catch fire because that has to be super hot, and then it just bursts into flames.
Well, yeah, and the chemicals that would be on it from doing the relaxing treatment.
Yeah, I never
like,
thought about
of course, it catches on fire.
Yeah, I never thought about that because it's like he's getting his hair done and stuff. So there's all sort of ammonia and all sorts of other stuff that would automatically go into flames. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this show,
it's great.
man. I mean,
I was all about it.
yeah, and even Will liked this. He reviewed this on Netflix, and Will is a thing he does on Toast to Toast now, and he loved it. Everyone just is loving all this shit. Shut up. So anyways,
I'm trying to get Ganja into it. Like I'm trying to get Ganja into it.
yeah. So I don't know, man, but
I got real narco stories, man. Fuck out of here.
No,
Come
man,
on, man. I'll watch BoJack if you watch Narcos.
My ass, you will.
Yeah, you'll like
Yeah, I can
BoJack
say
though.
it.
He's doing you a big favor there. I'm just saying.
Nah.
And then Narcos might be doing a big favor too. Like, why don't y'all just?
Nah, because he'll love BoJack too. So I'm not winning.
But you'll love Narcos though.
Not really.
Dude, it's like Cocaine Cowboys, but it's a drama.
Yeah. No, fuck that
he
Hollywood
doesn't want drama in his cocaine. He wants a drama free.
Gotcha. You realize
No.
they take all the information from the actual files, right?
No, I know, but you know how many documentaries of Paul Escobar have I watched? And how
Yeah,
many
but
stories I've heard
that's
around the
season 1
block?
and 2. This has nothing. Like honestly, there is other than one small reference. There is no reference to Pablo during this season at all.
Yeah, you can really go into season
He
3.
has nothing to do with it.
I really do not care for the whole drug story that Hollywood likes to portray. It's the whole thing with the Orange is the New Black. Like, everyone's like, Yanja, you love this stuff. It's about people in jail for, the system screwing them over. I'm like, yeah, I got family that's in there right now. I would love to watch that.
Ganja doesn't want to watch it. It makes him paranoid.
Yeah,
Well, no,
probably.
it's like how I
I
recommend.
start turning Malcolm X, start looking at my window and shit.
It's like how I recommend people versus OJ. Yeah, a lot of people, especially older people, probably grew up with these stories. But it's the fact that they don't just tell it from one person's point of view, is they get everyone's point of view on this. And Narcos and Orange is the Black the same way. You get so many different points of view, and of course they have to, exaggerate things just for the sake of drama. But
That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like.
And I get that 100%. But with Narcos and OJ, a lot of that stuff that happened is accurate. Like almost really, I like you
But
look at
he's
some.
not black. He's OJ.
Okay. Yes, that was amazing. I'm gonna end this shit off with that. That was one of my favorite puns of the night. People, I am tired as fuck, and I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta pee so fucking bad. Like Alan,
He got
listen to
pee-pee,
me,
y'all. He got a pee-pee so
I gotta go
bad.
pee in the toilet. I don't know why I got my max on.
He got his maxi pad on.
Oh! Allie, if you end up leaving, I understand. But
Oh, we'll miss you.
we will. But I will still have to go. But people, no, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up on the top over here. But here's the thing, though. Before we even do this, before I start playing the music and the whole thing, we are gonna be going into the after hours. Now we're not doing a movie thing or viewing party, whatever. We're just gonna be chilling. Okay, just gonna be chilling.
Good
But
old
there is
fashioned
rules.
classic.
Oh yes, but there is rules though. Okay, and I'm not going to talk about those rules that you read in the beginning of the show, Ganja. What are some rules that you think people should, appease to in the after hours? Go
All right, pretty much. I think the joy of the after hours is they really don't got a rule format, but we kind of have to start calming y'all down a little bit because some people like to scream, holler, or just play unnecessary background noise that stifles conversation, or just people that's trying to have a good time with each other. So in the after hours, be mindful of each other. If there's a conversation going on, don't fucking start screaming and hollering. Or, as my favorite person likes to do, play with his AC unit and just holler random shit throughout the whole conversation that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Because not only will we mute you, me and Ganja and Nick and Ali, we have the power to kick y'all, but everyone has the power to actually literally mute the person. So if we don't deal with you, somebody will.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We can't control other people muting you. So if you want to be ignored,
Actually,
yeah, exactly. Go
there's
ahead.
one thing I want to give a shout out real quick. We're going to be doing the MCA TV viewing party next week. I don't know what kind of premise we have, so we'll have that coming up on the Wednesday show.
Yep.
So please make sure to check that out. It's going to be on Wednesday, guys, so make sure to check that out.
And if you
On
want
the
the
minute.
rabbit link, make sure to look at the comments of this video and look in the Double Toasted chat room, and we'll post the link to the rabbit, and you guys can get your bitch's ass in. But before we do that, dude, there's only one more thing left to do, Ganja Guru. I gotta count to 3. 1, 2, whatever the fuck. 1. Attack that Man, Julian's internet really isn't working.
Just as soon as we started talking to you about something.